I heard it sing a good song. I heard he had the style, and so I came to see him, to listen for a line. And there's he was, this young boy, stranger to my eyes, strong in my pain with his finger, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song. Boa tarde, estamos de volta. Deixa eu tirar isso daqui. 1, 2, 3. Boa tarde, estamos de volta. Tell my whole life. 1, 2, 3. With his words. Ok, estamos aqui, back to back. Vai sair patch notes hoje? É o que a gente espera, né, cara? And so I came to see him, to listen for a line. And there's he was, this young boy, stranger to my eyes, strong in my pain with his finger. Tava ouvindo essa música agora há pouco. Tava ouvindo ela na voz de Francis Snathers, mas ela é legal também na voz da Lauryn Hill e da... como é que chama? A Fleck. Esqueci o nome dela. Deixa eu procurar aqui. Killing Me Softly. Fleck. Roberta Fleck, que é a original, né? A voz original. Singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song. Tá com medo da atualização? Não, eu tô com medo de Smite continuar do jeito que tá, né, cara? A gente quer novidades. Queremos novidades novas. O áudio do YouTube tá atrasado, deve 5 lá. É nóis. Ganhem metinhas, participem do sorteio. Singing my life with his words. Galera, e as camisetas, hein? Ninguém mandou ideias pra mim lá. Algumas pessoas mandaram ideias, ninguém mandou mais nada. E aí? E aí, tô esperando vocês. Mandem lá suas ideias. Cadê os caras que falaram que ia fazer artes pra mim? Cadê as artes que falaram que ia fazer, hein? Cadê? Cadê as artes? Cadê as artes? Vou colocar pra vocês aí os líderes do Galkbox. Se vocês quiserem contribuir no Galkbox lá. Quem já ajudou não precisa ajudar, mas quem não ajudou pode ajudar e pode ficar muito feliz com todo mundo. Hoje mais cedo porque tem patch notes. And so I came to see him, to listen for a while. Já até baixei o Illustrator aqui para poder... E aí, Black Knight. Já até baixei o Illustrator aqui para poder fazer as artes. Vale a pena sim, Virtu, vale sim. Enquanto nada acontece, feijoada.
Mano, eu...
Pera aí. É isso aí. Vai ter X1 amistoso hoje. Cara, a gente tá esperando o patch note da Season 5. Enquanto nada acontece, a gente pode ir brincando aqui. Eu tava com algumas ideias, né? O sorteio da conta é o mês do console. Você falou que ia haver sexta-feira. Não, sexta-feira vai ter o sorteio da conta e depois vai ter sorteio das skins para console, tá bom? Eu tava pensando em algumas ideias aqui de, né? Isso aqui ainda não é o que eu tô, não é o que eu tô procurando, né? Mas eu tava pensando em algumas ideias, tipo o cara pedindo gank no mid, aí tipo gank. Eita porra, pera aí. Ele pede gank, o gank não vem, aí tipo a frase vem lá embaixo, né? Ganka mid, porra. Só que não ficou tão legal assim, cara. Preciso de ideias, preciso de coisas. A arte não é essa, galera. A gente trabalha as ideias primeiro pra depois trabalhar as artes. E aí, Kenneth? E aí, né? Ver o que dá pra fazer. Só que o pessoal não manda ideia, o pessoal só manda assim, faz do Thor. Aí, tipo, mano, como assim? Qual o melhor tanque do Smite? Falei, cara, isso depende da situação. A galera fala assim, o pessoal não manda ideia, eles mandam, tipo assim, faz uma camisa do Thor. Tipo, libertem o Kraken. Liberta o Kraken é uma frase legal. Quer ver? Libertem o... Como é que escreve Kraken? Como é que escreve o Kraken? É com C? Ou só K? Kraken. Mas aí o pessoal manda assim, eu quero uma camisa do Thor, tipo Release the Kraken, mas a gente é brasileiro, né? Vamos colocar em português. E Thiago Nascimento é pra camisa. Aí a galera não manda muitas ideias, só manda tipo, faz uma camisa do Thor, faz uma camisa Seria legal uma camisa da Nox, tipo, ok, né? Mas e aí? Coloca uma onda do fundo. Vamos abrir uma janela anônima. Wave Vectors. Vamos pegar uma onda bem legal aqui. Todas elas têm... Agora tem essa palhaçada, né, das imagens ter direitos autorais e eles ficam colocando essa marca d'água nela. É paia pra caramba. Eu não gosto disso. Cria um canal chamado Clash Royale, como você gosta. Então, cara, eu acho que eu vou criar um canal de Clash Royale sim, cara. Tô pensando exatamente em fazer isso, um canal de Clash Royale, onde eu trago novidades e tudo mais. Mas já tem muito canal de Clash Royale, né? O problema é que, tipo, é um jogo que eu tô jogando muito, entendeu? É um jogo que eu tô jogando muito e eu queria produzir algum tipo de conteúdo pra ele, mas... Não... Não consigo produzir nenhum tipo de conteúdo. Não fica legal isso daqui. Vamos procurar uma diferente aqui. E aí, Legolaps. E aí, Luiz. Salve, galera. Na verdade, coloca um fundo, um desenho do Kraken saindo do chão. Isso daqui é legal, ó. Acho que o grande problema é que, tipo, né? Essa imagem... Ela tá em PNG. Pera aí, deixa eu pegar aqui uma... Release the Kraken. Deixa eu pegar uma maior aqui pra ver. Pode ser o Kraken do Smite mesmo. Não, o Kraken do Smite ele não tem nenhuma imagem vetorizada dele. E pra vetorizar aquilo ali dá um trabalho enorme, cara. Coloca um dente de gaúcho tridente. Vocês dão uma olhada no Facebook, daqui a pouco eu olho. PM vai enquadrar achando que é crack. And so I can't see. Vai que muda, né? É que a gente acha alguns vetores a mais aqui. Olha, eu roubaria essa arte aqui tranquilamente. Tipo que esse cara, né? Eu roubaria essa arte aqui tranquilamente, viu? Claro que ela tá em baixa definição. Ela é uma foto de um desenho no papel. Mas eu roubaria tranquilamente. E ainda faria isso daqui, ó. Quer ver? Porque nós é dessa mesmo. Faria mais ou menos assim, ó. Quer ver? Fazer uma gambiarra aqui bem louca. Roubaria mesmo. Fazer uma gambiarra. O problema é que a arte está em baixa resolução. Imagina a camisa da Sila. É hora de brincar. Pode mandar no Face. Pode mandar ideias lá no meu Face sim, galera. Pode mandar sim. Já passou o Pet Note? Não. O Pet Note ainda é às 16 horas. Pô, dava pra roubar essa arte dos caras se eu fosse em resolução. Se fosse uma resolução bacana, viu? Na moral. Olha essa daqui. Dizer que só imprime essa estampa aqui e põe na camiseta. Ficou legal pra caramba. Manda salve pro meu chefe que tá aqui do meu lado e nem desconfia que eu tô no YouTube. E aí, Rodrigo? Falei, Rodrigo. Dois Rodrigo. Rodrigo. Pô, me dá essa arte aqui, cara. Tem como eu dar um jeito nessa arte dele, quer ver? Deixa eu dar um jeito nessa arte dele. Quer ver? Vamos dar um jeito na arte do amiguinho. Não, agora invadiu muito. 70. Foi, 70 foi? Acho que foi. Se não foi, vai ficar sendo. Não. Vamos roubar a arte dele, cara. E aí, Give Me Chist? Quanto tempo, cara? O jeito a gente é roubar as artes aqui mesmo, não tô nem aí. Tipo, depois tem como eu dar uma vetorizada mais bonitinha nela. Ir cortando, pegar aqui a ferramenta da caneta e cortar ela e vetorizar ela. Mas só pra gente fazer um teste aqui. Ver como ficaria. Eu não vou pintar tudo, deixa assim mesmo. Ah, não preciso pintar tudo. Deixa eu fazer umas paradas bem loucas. É verdade. Se eu tirar aqui, ó, ele estraga a imagem toda. Ah, mas depois eu penso em alguma coisa. Não vou usar essa arte do cara mesmo. E aí, Arcana, beleza? Tive um problema com a compra do pacote. Cara, manda mensagem pra Hi-Res. Talvez eles consigam resolver essa questão. Talvez eles consigam te dar um suporte nisso. Talvez não, né? Eles têm que te dar um suporte nisso daí. Mas talvez você consiga a resposta de forma rápida. Release the Kraken. Pesquisa Leviathan, cara. Que isso, cara? Que Pokémon? Que porra é essa? Não, quero isso não. Isso aqui é de Pokémon. Põe na frente e o nome atrás. O nome atrás da imagem não funciona. O nome tem que ser na frente da imagem. Vamos ver um tridente no vector. Muito subjetiva, né? Gostei não. Pô, isso daqui é uma tatuagem praticamente, cara. Olha. Essa imagem é uma tatuagem, cara. Quem quiser fazer é só pegar essa imagem aqui, já leva pro tatuador. O tatuador vai lá e faz uma tatuagem sua do Kraken. Feio pra caralho, não dá certo não. Mas mandem as ideias lá no meu Face, tá? Coloca esse Kraken. Lula Molusco. Vocês querem me trollar, né? O nome atrás da camisa e a arte na frente. Não, nada a ver, besourinho. Que isso? Não é uniforme não, gente. Camisa, quanto menos estampa, mais bonita ela é. Ninguém quer sair na rua com uniforme, né? E esse Krasken aqui? põe Kraken, aparece um monte de headset, tá ligado? Tipo... Coloca o Poseidon, sei lá, não tem nenhuma imagem bonita de Poseidon pra colocar. Na verdade, existem alguns Poseidons que não são do Smite, que são legais, quer ver? Eu andei pesquisando uma vez, que eu ia fazer uma tatuagem. Tem uns Poseidons que não são do Smite, que são bem legais. Só que eles são só rostos, né? Então... Tem esse daqui que é muito foda, esse Poseidon aqui. Mas não tem Poseidon. Tem esse daqui. Nossa, imagina uma tatuagem desse Poseidon aqui, cara. Seria sinistro. Poseidon Vector. Ó, tem uns chibizinhos de Poseidon. Nossa, tem um time chamado Poseidon Sport Gaming, tá ligado? Depois a gente vê. Manda pra mim lá no Face, galera, imagens, ideias, o que vocês tiverem, pode mandar lá no meu Face. Que eu estarei disposto a resolver essa treta da camiseta. Tem como pegar beat de graça ainda? Eu não sei, Give Me the Artists. Eu não sei. And as you was this young boy, stranger to my eye, strong in my pain with his fingers, singing my line with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly. Ah, o Hugo Vieira mandou umas imagens aqui, ó. Só que isso daqui são artes que eu não sei fazer, Hugo Vieira. Eu não posso copiar as artes dos outros, cara. Isso aqui já são camisetas prontas. Não podemos copiar as artes dos amiguinhos. Temos que criar as nossas artes. Não joga mais paladins? Eu dei um tempo. Vai criar uma logo tipo aqueles do Smite BR pra colocar na camisa? Não, Arcana. Não criarei logo da Smite BR. Primeiro que a gente nunca consegue fazer uma logo bacana. E segundo que vai poluir muita camisa. Manda no meu Face, galera, as imagens. Quem tiver imagem pra mandar. Salve Zero. Vai assistir o patch com os VIPs ou sozinho mesmo? Vou assistir sozinho para poder pegar o máximo de informação possível. É claro que não vai ter quase nenhuma informação, mas eu vou assistir sozinho. O que tá acontecendo? Que horas é o patch? Daqui 5 minutos, galera. O patch note daqui 5 minutos. Você sabe o que significa 5 minutos? 5 minutos. Não se reprima, não se reprima, não se reprima. O que acha de fanart dos deuses? Eu não, pra fazer camisa eu não acho legal porque tipo, né? Vai ter gente que gosta da Scylla, não vai comprar a camisa do Anubis. Vai ter gente que gosta do Anubis, não vai comprar a camisa da Scylla. Aí toma na toba quem tá fazendo as camisas, que não dá pra fazer 18 camisas de cada estilo, né? Mas é a vida. Sou uma foca. Viu o novo mapa do Fortnite? Não, não vi não. Vi que vai ter atualização, mas não vi não. Dicas de build de sketch, tem vídeo no canal. Entendi, ó, deu uma ideia boa aqui, o tal do Arthur deu uma ideia boa aqui. Entendi. Ó, o Arthur deu uma ideia bacana aqui, galera. Pode ser que funcione. Pegar um vetor de braços de polvo, colocar na parte de baixo da camisa aqui, né? Essa parte aqui assim, ó. Essa parte aqui, subindo aqui, né? E aí a frase escrita aqui, libertem o Kraken. Fica legal, acho que fica legal. Já tem uma ideia aqui, ó. A do Arthur tá na pauta, hein? Deus difícil pra jogar no Smite pra você? Ah, mano, depende. Uller, Hela. Eu acho que não é muito difícil de jogar, cara. E aí, Zombie King, beleza? Ó, o Arthur deu uma ideia bacana, cara. Baby, can I feel your halo? Pray with the wrong. Que tá uma camisa com a Belona falando Face Me. Ah, muito fraco. A gente não pode pegar deuses desconhecidos, tipo Belona, assim. A gente tem que pegar os principais. Se for pra fazer alguma referência a deuses, a gente tem que pegar os principais, tipo Poseidon, Atena, Hades, Zeus. Pegar os que a galera, todo mundo conhece. Anubis. Esses deuses mais que... É conhecido, né? Obviamente, porque quem joga Smite, mas não é tão conhecido assim. Baby, can I feel you halo? Bring them fade away. It's your Ganhei um X1 com Vamana. Vamana é muito bom, lógico que no X1, obviamente. O Thor. Ou seja, só deus grego. É basicamente isso, cara Berlim. Você acabou resumindo. As pessoas conhecem muitos deuses gregos, né? É raro de você ver alguém que realmente conhece alguns outros deuses. Eu, por exemplo, não conhecia os outros deuses. Eu conheci os egípcios, obviamente, porque todo mundo conhece os egípcios. Os gregos e romanos, que são basicamente a mesma coisa. Agora, esses deuses japoneses, essas coisas aí, chinês eu não conhecia muito, conhecia mais ou menos alguns, né? Sun Wukong, essas coisas assim. Os japoneses, alguns a gente conhecia também por causa de anime e tudo mais. Agora, hindu também, por causa da religião. A religião hindu, por mais que não seja tão praticada aqui no Brasil, ainda assim tem bastante gente que fala e etc e tal. Mas os maias, essas coisas assim, era muito difícil de a gente conhecer. Celta ninguém sabe. Os nórdicos também, né? Mas os nórdicos era mais por causa do filme, da Marvel, essas coisas. Os nórdicos, os que todo mundo conhecia: Thor, Loki, Odin, Freya, Fenrir, mas, né, enfim. Mas pela mitologia e tudo mais. Agora Uller e, enfim, né, essas coisas. Vai começar, galerinha. Que porra é essa, mano? E aí, Wagner?
Welcome one, welcome all to the Smite Showcase. Season 5 is finally here. A little bit delayed by a day.
Finalmente Season 5, vamos ver o que vai acontecer. Ih, não tem 1080 não, ó. Ficaremos com 720.
Joining Ajax on stage with us today, or on the set I should say, is Christian. Christian, tell us a little bit about what you do to the fans at home.
Yeah, so I'm the environment artist for Smite, and basically I work with Chuck and the rest of my crew, and we basically do the entire environment for all of Smite stuff.
Awesome. So you've been involved heavily in the map then, I guess?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Big time involved.
Well, we got a lot of things to go through today, so I hope you all at home have made sure you've got yourself drinks and food ready, because it's going to be a long one. I don't think anyone's going to complete bingo if you're playing on Reddit today. I was looking at the bingo board, and I don't think all those things are possible.
It was not a very good bingo.
If it happens, I'd be very impressed.
It was funny, but it's not going to bingo.
Didn't work as well. So
Caraca, eu tô com Clash Royale, velho.
New Pantheons. We discussed them a little bit earlier on at Harry's Expo. We have, I believe, Vídeo and Slavic.
That is true.
We're going to be seeing.
Yeah, I mean, we're changing up our Pantheon system a little bit, which is cool. What we want to do is add more unique gods to the game, and we don't want to hold ourselves back with a lot of constraints. So these new Pantheons are going to be added. We're going to add gods for them this year, but we're not going to pressure ourselves to add full rosters of Voodoo and Slavic gods. So you get one for now.
Teremos dois novos panteões, né? Vamos ver o que vai aparecer nesses panteões.
Making 5 Voodoo gods right away.
So there's the two things. Obviously, we've already discussed the Pantheons. We've also got the Ragnarok event that's going to be going on. It's already started.
Oh, yeah.
And will continue for the next couple of patches.
Oh, that's the skins we saw during the intro here with Jingwei and Kukulkan. They're really cool, kind of Hades' underworld themed. So that's going to be the second bundle. There's going to be one more, so there's 3 total patches for Ragnarok. So next patch you'll get a few more skins for that event as well. And
then after the Ragnarok, we're going to go into Season 5 Conquest. But we're quickly going to look very fast at the skins that are coming out. We're going to look at the card art for these skins, and we'll go into game a little bit later on for you all as a sort of a break. Let's have a look at basically some videos for you, so we can play the video at the same time as we can, you know, just discuss it.
Okay, cool.
Jingwei is the first one we potentially have available here, and there's a card art.
Cara, que medo dessa cara desse
She
Jingwei.
looks a little bit psychotic.
Well, you know, Jingwei is very fun and young, but now she's like a demon too. So you stack those things together, and
with the horns as well, that was pretty good. That's the Jingwei. We've also got... Oh, there's a little looking game. Wow, these new shots looking good.
Dude, I love that bow.
Oh, yeah, the bow turned out really well.
We'll get to see it in game.
Vai ser personagem do Warcraft.
Kukulkan. Fiendish Kukulkan. You saw down the intro too.
Sei por quê.
Wow, the gems. Gems. If they were green, it just looked like he'd just stolen all the gems and stuff.
That's a good idea. Maybe we'll bring that back. Gemstorm Kukulkan. He'll just be a green version of this one.
Maybe that'd be the case.
For now, this one's really cool and really unique. And my favorite thing is really if you can see the kind of facial structure they did on the Berserk form. It's really like a big demon as opposed to more of a Kukulkan but bigger.
That makes a lot of sense. Then next up after that is Star Salvage of Skadi. Ooh, that dog.
Oh,
That's a good dog.
Tadinho da Skadi. Tá ruim, mas ganha
That one's a real good dog.
Yeah.
Ninguém vai comprar. Tem que bufar. E aí, manto da meditação. Mano, tá muito parecido com os personagens da Blizzard, velho. Na moral. Parecendo Heroes of the Storm, o Smite, não tá?
Oh, she reminds me of the Hercules one.
Yeah, she's
like
very
his sister, yeah?
traditional medieval style. And I know people have been asking for a skin like this for Athena, so we're really stoked about this one too.
Yeah, the plumage as well. Reminds me of the Hercules one a lot. Ooh, I do like the armor on that too. Lovely looking shit.
The way she holds her sword and shield, or her lance and shield, works perfectly.
She needs a horse though. She's missing a horse with a lance that bit.
Oh man, her kit does not really need a horse though, so that'll be tough.
Can she have like a flying horse that makes her ult across the map? I don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, that would really take it up a notch.
Tino trampo, Van. Cuidado pra não ser pego.
Is the next one.
Ooh.
AJ.
Que é isso, cara? Thanos?
Yes, this is a pretty crazy
Melhor do
skin,
que a Conte, hein?
You're going to have some very key differences between this one and ones it might be reminiscent of. It's actually got very big model change across the board. The wings, the face, the weapon, the armor, all different. It's also not going to be transforming at all. Yeah. It's going to look like that all the time.
We'll get into that stuff later.
We'll get into more details on it, yeah.
With those skin stuff.
It's really cool.
Yeah, Yuri, patch note to Smite.
Raven Morrigan. I mean, end of the day, she's Celtic, so she will be.
Morgan aparecendo no ar, não sei porquê.
But she's got a raven.
It's a white raven.
Raven.
It's very cool.
It is. Looks awesome. We've got no...
Okay.
I thought we had a video.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, I wasn't so sure.
Surprise.
I was shocked by it as well. So there's a look at the crap.
Yeah, different color style. You're going to have full effects and everything change on that one too.
Next up, Anarchist Bellona will be in this one. This one, from what I
Belluna.
remember, if I remember the card I quoted about Anarchist Bellona,
Yeah.
it's a recolor.
Recolor. Yeah, now we're running into, so the next few will be the season ticket recolor.
Awesome. So these are going to be part of the season ticket.
Tier 3 recolors, yeah.
Okay, so that's the Bellona one. There's a little look at it in game as well. So not the pink style, but still the crazy style.
Yeah, when we were originally concepting the skin, we were like red and black, but then we're like, we kind of have a lot. We can probably make some more interesting colors, but then we're like, we still really liked how it looked, so coming back.
After that, we've got Groovy Aphrodite.
Oh,
Hella
yeah.
groovy.
Mais uma recola, Afrodite agora?
Yes, this one's also getting a full like texture and modeling update, as well as the old Aphrodite will also be updated. I mean, we've seen this before. The hair is much better. We spent a lot more time on that.
She looks badass.
Overall texture is updated, so it looks really good.
She looks bad.
That hair.
That one. Yeah.
How about that hair, right?
Next up, Handsome Hunter Ho Yi.
Oh yeah, look at that.
We couldn't think of anything else, so we went, he's handsome.
Tina-
He's a hunter.
Tina and I actually brainstormed on this one for quite a while. It was not an easy one to name, but
Ravishing Ho Yi.
you know, we're playing off of that really
You could have called it Blue Steel.
romantic. Oh,
Howie.
Blue Steel Ho Yi.
Hindu man, where are we gonna get you to more of these
Listen.
early art brainstorms? Because
Listen,
you're just
show me later
a
on.
good idea machine.
That's kind of what they have me for most of the time.
Yeah.
Titanium
seriously.
Ronin Susano is the
Oh,
next
yeah.
one.
Recolor do
Yeah, so it's
Susano.
the he's a lot more red normally. This time we've got a little more metallic color on his armor.
Blue steel.
Well,
Steel.
with
That
more
could've worked
skins we
too.
could have called blue steel.
So
It's
come on,
just the
Blue Steel,
blue
the
steel
whole-
event.
The Blue Steel patch. That would have been the greatest. There's a little look at it in game 2. Still, how many more have we got? 2 more on the list to go. No, 1 more on the list to go.
One
I'm
more?
lying. Hired Gun Ares is the last skin
Recolor do Ares.
for you. Now, obviously, another recolor, part of the season ticket, as we were
Right.
saying.
Yep. We really
O
tried to find
Henrique
some
foi
really
mostrado
cool skins
monte
to
de
recolor
skin,
with this,
cara. Essas
ones that
skins
are
você
kind
vai
of harder
poder
to obtain
garantir aí no
sometimes, you know,
joguinho ao
different chance
longo
to
da
get those.
More
temporada.
chances to get hold of them.
Right.
essentially, yeah. That makes sense. There's a little look at it in game. But we'll go into game later on to show all the abilities of most of these skins, especially the newer ones like the Fiendish ones and the Star Salvager and the Night one too.
Right.
That's a little bit later on. For now, we've got Christian on, so we should definitely get onto the map.
Oh yeah.
We're going to actually go straight into game, surely, to have a look at the in-game of this map. And you guys are going to go basically over some of the, you know, the...
Ok, foram as skins,
So
agora a gente vai
we're
ver
gonna
um
start
pouquinho
at
do
the
mapa.
Order Titan by the looks of it.
Yeah, so as you can see, the base is completely redone, and we have some new features as well as new characters. First of all, the base layout is very different. You'll see we have these smaller pillars, which are served by fountains, as opposed to some big walls on the inner side. We also have the new Titans, which they're
That's a rock.
They're encased in crystal
Oh.
at the beginning of the game. This is just part of our initiative to add more gameplay feedback and information, so the Titans are not hittable yet, and now we're going to make it clear that that's the case. When you destroy Phoenixes, they'll break out of those.
Okay, so they actually break out after...
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, you're just going to have a rock in the base that you hit. Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, so we base these on lore, too. So this is based off of the original Greek Titans, and so is the enemy Titan.
Yeah, so one thing that we did with the base was just we wanted things to be really clear on what like the corners are and stuff, and
Sure.
then like you know for the
Mostrando
crystals
aí
for
os
gameplay
titãs
reasons, it's
e
like,
os
listen, we didn't
lado,
want
né?
any players to feel like they can attack the Titan without having to take out the Phoenixes first. So
Gotcha.
and then you know we have a lot of things on the floor that also to help you know for gameplay reasons like you know the energy and stuff. And we just tried to make everything really clear on you know where edges are and stuff. So when there's a big team fights going on, you'll know where everything is.
Awesome.
How would you describe kind of the new Olympus like style and feel?
You know, we really wanted to get like a pristine marble look going on. I think before it looked a little too much like stone and stuff. So this is Olympus we're talking about. So we wanted to make a pristine. We had some colors that we wanted to use, with basically marble with gold accents and stuff, and understand that this is like you're really entering into the enemy base from the jungle stuff. So we wanted to make this area very particular.
Well, speaking of the jungle, let's actually head over to the jungle now towards the speed buff area, because that's the first thing you're going to see going into the jungle, I guess, AJ, with the new changes.
Yeah, so we've made a lot of changes to the jungle as we change the map and all the paths and all the size and shapes of things, but one very specific change is that we've relocated the speed buff to be further back, closer to your base. This is to make this one harder to invade.
Okay.
Speed buff generally has one of the biggest potential snowballing factors if it gets invaded, and we really want junglers throughout Season 5. We're really trying to empower.
Tá legalzinho o
jungling.
jogo, não tá
So
feio
this is
não.
one way we did that, which is bring them back a little further in the map, and we're also going to see their speed buff spawn a little earlier. So we're going to see the speed buff spawn first, and then the mid lane minions clash, and then the rest of the jungle spawning after that.
Gotcha. So it's not going to be possible, I guess, for everyone to group at the speed at the start of the game and then get to lanes in time,
You
right?
could start everyone there, but then you will not make it to your lane in time. Definitely not, and
Okay.
that will put you way behind. And with the map being much wider and the respawn timers for all the junglers being faster, it's a lot harder to clean sweep the whole jungle and keep it clean. You really need to spread out.
O mapa tá
and
bem
prioritize
maior,
things
que é legal.
Specifically, if you try to roam as a full group, you're going to have a lot harder time with that.
Christian, I see you chose centaurs here as well, by the way.
We did, yeah. So when we first were talking about doing the different camps and stuff, we tried to associate which creatures would go with which colors and stuff, and so we decided to do centaurs for the speed camp just because they got 4 hooves and they're
4
probably
legs,
pretty quick. And so when we were trying to figure out what kind of their camp was going to be, because we wanted each camp to be individual, we kind of figured that they would be like raiders of some sort, you know, like pillaging and looting types. And so we put these big banners, like they took over this little area, and you could see a kind of a ransacked Greek building in the back. And then we wanted to have these banners that could be seen from different lanes. So the main one that's on the big building.
3 horas mostrando o mesmo buff. É porque eles estão comentando algumas coisas, alguns aspectos sobre o buff
no matter
ali.
how far you go out,
Como eu não tenho domínio, né?
you can tell where that camp is.
Awesome.
And they're yellow. So that gives you extra feedback that that's the speed buff camp.
Complicado de passar para vocês as informações precisas.
So on this side of the map, we might as well go and take a gander
Oh, this one's really cool.
over the right-hand side and see what you've put down here. That was the Harpy camp? I'm sure we'll get to that.
Yeah,
is
we'll
my
come back to
favorite.
them.
But there's the blue buff. And what have we got here? Satyrs?
Yes, we do. So this one's really cool, and the real gameplay tweak here is that they are not ranged anymore.
Oh.
You are now going to be able to pull them and group them up nicely. We think the range was interesting, but it caused some frustration and some weird kind of like issues when you're trying to tank them around the wall. So now they are melee, and they will chase you
Estou
like a
mostrando os
normal melee
buffzinhos
gameplay.
ali, as
Is all the
alterações que
jungle
foram feitas.
camps melee based now?
They are now, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and so on the art side for this one, we just thought they were very magical looking and stuff. So we went with the mana camp being this kind of reservoir or like this oasis and stuff. So to just basically associate it with the blue camp, and then we have it overgrown with a lot of foliage and stuff. And the big tree in the middle is kind of our big focal point where we try to open it up so that also whenever you're in different lanes and at a distance, you can see this big really old tree that's got magical runes and stuff on it to help associate with the satyrs.
Well, from there we can go into the solo lane as well then, because that's where we're up to next. And solo lane, AJ, still solo lane?
Yeah, solo lane, you know, we made tweaks all across the map. The
E
jungle
a
definitely
lane,
got more
gostaram
of
da
it.
solo? Como
The
é que
solo
tá?
lane has the symmetry is probably the most important thing on solo lanes, and this is actually reflected in all lanes. So previously, order side
que vocês
versus
estão
chaos
achando
side
da
would have
solo?
slightly different jungle pathing.
Those archers look amazing.
That's all minions are remodeled, so we got new archers.
Come on to the evil ones. I
Yeah,
wanna
the
see
evil
chaos
ones are
together.
really
They look
cool.
dope.
Yeah, they're cool.
They're my favorite.
Wow, they look good.
Tá legal, não tá?
Solo lane still has
Os
the
minions
shortest lane as
também.
well, like
Oh,
it has
yes,
been previously.
indeed. And we'll also see here is our first
Bom
look
que
at the
agora os
Rift,
minions vão ser bem
which is, kind of
diferenciados,
our
né?
thematic as well as gameplay new feature to the map. We have
Eu
this
achei
going
isso
across the whole
legal.
map. This is going to better distinguish the two sides from each other,
Sure.
as well as it ties a little bit into the lore of how the map got the way that it is, with Hades rising his underworld up with his newfound powers since so many people are dying from Ragnarok. And then we also have this translate all the way through the jungle, so you get a little bit more of an extra warning when you're walking towards enemy territory.
You know where the danger zone is.
Yeah, exactly. And so like when we first were conceiving this, we were like, okay, man, we need something that just like really helps decide, like splits each side of the map. And so we thought of this huge like chasm and basically, you know, Tartarus rising and stuff. And we really needed to convey that there was this really big shift in both sides and stuff. And so we conveyed that with the rift in the middle and on the outside by having this huge chasm that just separates, you know, this nice foresty Greek place that's been destroyed, and then all these like sharp-edged land masses for Tartarus.
Eu espero que o mapa realmente seja mais leve do que o mapa atual, porque ele me parece ser um mapa bem mais detalhado, né? Se você for olhar. Mas as texturas parecem ser mais leves do que a do mapa atual. Vamos ver se realmente vai funcionar essa otimização do jogo. Me preocupa. Tem mais detalhes do que o mapa atual, porém as texturas parecem ser mais leves. Eles mudarem para esse estilo mais cartoonizado aí pode ajudar às vezes.
This gives you a good split on the entrance to your lane and makes it much harder to ward. Yeah, it gives the jungler some real power because
mais leve não vai ser, eles prometeram que ia ser mais leve.
And if you try to give yourself more warning, it's always possible
Eles
the jungler
falaram
can
que ia
find a
ser
way
mais
around
leve,
your
cara.
ward. So we're trying to make things overall a little bit more risky, a little bit more decision making going into just rotating and killing these camps. We still expect people in lanes to rotate to like the nearest jungle, even if you're not a jungler. But we wanted to add a little bit more.
Combates vai adorar essa
I will
jungle
say, Christian,
apertada.
like, that actually looks like a harpiness now than what it previously did.
Right.
Yeah, it was weird. Actually, if older players will remember that the old Harpy camps also had nests and stuff with a little bit of bird eggs, but I don't think it was emphasized all that much. Because we added more islands to the jungles and stuff and a little bit more visual blocking, we needed to make sure that players were, like, you know, clarity that what camps are what. And so I don't know, you know, if you notice, like for these camps, we added all these candles. There's no place nowhere else. There's not a lot of grass, and it's very cliff areas.
Assim, não
for these harpies. And,
nesse
so
estilo de jogo que você
basically we wanted to give
falava,
the harpies kind of their own identity, even if they are just
em relação ao que
We did it for the jungle
você tá
camps,
falando
worked out
em
really
relação
well, but
graficamente o
old map
jogo, né,
harpies
ser
were
um
still just
pouco mais
standing like a
animado,
pile of rocks. So now
aí
they
isso vai
have
atrair mais jogadores com
Well, we're gonna head
certeza,
to mid
cara.
lane next then after that. And with the
O
mid
jogo
lane,
tá
I
bem
can see
parecido com
it's slightly
Dota.
curved in that mid lane.
Yeah, that's
Graficamente.
part of the symmetry actually. So
Okay.
in order the way we wanted to make the jungle, we have to put a slight bend in it. I guess we could have made it straight,
And
but
the
Eles estão falando que esperam que a galera fique mais nas lanes e que limpe os camps e os ganks são
yeah,
os
so
jungle.
it's the
Mas
map
é o
is
que o jogo
symmetrical
tem que
across
ser,
the
né?
horizontal axis. So the
Ah,
left
mais
side and
fechada?
the right side of the mid lane are
Tem
now
que ser, a
have
jungle tem que ser
different fields,
fechada.
different entrances.
Não pode ser uma
so like
jungle
that
aberta
difficult to
igual
ward rock,
a
that's on the fire
atual
giant side
jungle,
of the
né?
mid lane. The other side's a little easier to ward. We don't have the geometry quite the same. So between left and right, you'll have differences, but not between order and chaos.
Cool. So shouldn't be any real advantage to an extent of having red.
A galera vai pensar duas vezes antes de entrar na jungle pra roubar
Definitely
buff ou pra ir
But
gankar o
mid lane, we
adversário.
have this nice symmetrical side between both sides, so we get rid of that, as well as, you know, the extra.
Eles não estão com
environment
tudo
treatment,
no
so you can see from
máximo,
inside the lane,
Camargo.
you can see
Eles
the
não estão com
harpies
a
are
A.
harpies, right?
Yeah, exactly.
O A
So
não tá
on both
ligado.
sides, you can see that the
Dá
rift
pra ver o
even kind of goes up
serrilhado
to the
ali, ó.
rocks and stuff, and it's kind of split in the middle. But we still needed to preserve that there's a wall there. But you can see the harpies
Se tiver
nests,
ligado, o jogo não
all
tem
the
A, tá
twigs and
ligado?
stuff on the other side. So I don't. Hopefully, it's not confusing anyone that it's harpies.
Curtiu o
camp.
mapa?
No,
Até
that's
agora
great.
sim.
And we're working
Tá
on this
parecendo o
rift
HOTS
still, too.
também.
This
O
is,
HOTS também parece com o
an
Dota um
update for
pouco.
people would have saw in the
Depende do
earlier
mapa,
videos
claro.
in HRX.
Tem os
We're
mapas
still trying to give
futuristas
this
do
a little
HOTS
bit
tem nada
more
a ver.
of a, if you can see, if you look closely, there's like
Mas
faces
parece.
and stuff morphing into it, which is really cool.
Oh, yeah.
We're trying to give it kind of like a River Styx, like Souls field
That's kind of cool.
feeling. So we're still working on that, getting that to be to the final artistic point. But as far as thematically and what the goals we're going for,
Não vai ter torre no mid, quem tiver do lado laranja.
There's
Vai
a lot
ter
of people
torre
concerned
sim.
about they can
É
fall
porque
into
tá
it,
bugado
and
aquilo ali.
and it's a very valid concern, and so we're still working on making it so that
Vai ter
it's
torre sim, tá
clear that
bugado.
you can't fall through it, but that it like lore and thematic.
A vigia mostra como se não tivesse névoa? Sim, a vigia... Não, você vai entrar ali... Como que eu posso explicar? Não, a vigia não vai... Eu acredito que não, cara. Vamos ver se ele vai colocar uma vigia ali, porque a vigia não pode liberar a névoa, entendeu? A vigia só mostra no mapa, ela não tem nenhum aspecto visual dentro da partida em si. Seria muito bugado isso, você colocar uma vigia que iluminasse a área ali pra você andar ali, como se fosse uma lanterna.
So one thing I wanted to get into specifically, more gameplay instead of art, is the difference between fog and fog of war. I've been seeing these terms used a lot interchangeably. They are not the same thing.
Okay.
Fog of war is a concept in Smite and similar games where characters at a certain range are not visible. Even if they could be directly visible to you, they will fade away.
Sure.
That depends on enemy vision or allied vision or having a ward. So the fact that this Odin is going to disappear when we get too far away,
That's fog of...
that is fog of war.
Right.
The atmospheric jungle fog has nothing to do with that.
Gotcha.
It's there to look nice. It's there to help convey about. You can see the fog gets a lot denser
Vou
around
colocar
the place
tudo
they're
no
fading out,
low.
but they are not the two same concepts.
Okay.
So people asking me
E nem
questions
vai
like, if I
aparecer
place
essa
a ward,
névoa.
does the fog go away?
Será, cara? Não, aí fica
The
muito
fog
estranho.
stays. If you alt up in the air, which
Não
we could probably
esconde
do with this
muito o
guy, you can still see
adversário
the
a
fog
névoa,
all
cara.
below
Mas
you
a névoa é
everywhere.
algo que intimida, entendeu?
And if you had ward vision or whatever there, it would still look like that. You would just have the better vision of your enemies through the highlighting and UI if you have actual vision than if you're just looking.
So basically what you're saying is we've always had fog of war in the game.
Correct.
We've just had an atmosphere of fog to the game
Right,
now.
and we are not changing the way fog of war works.
Cool.
And so Christian can probably speak a little bit more just about the fog itself artistically.
Yeah, I mean that was when I remember like it was just strictly for visuals and stuff. And I remember when
Uma
they
coisa que eles
first talked
podiam
about it, I
adicionar no
was
jogo
like,
é, se
"What?"
alguém quitar da
Bringing all this fog
partida,
in there, but,
automaticamente
as an
um
artist, I
bot
want you to
tomasse
see it all, but
conta
I
do
do
personagem do
think
cara
we
e
put a lot of
jogasse
work
pra
into
ele.
it to make sure that
Não
you
é
can
a
still see
melhor
lot of
opção,
the
né?
landmarks that we
Tipo, a melhor
created,
opção
you can still see
seria
a
o
lot of
cara
art,
voltar
but
pra
yet still
jogar,
convey
mas ajudaria pra caramba, né? O cara saiu, um bot
visually
assume,
characters
e aí eles colocam uma
going out
inteligência
of
no
scene.
bot que seja
And, you know, we
razoável,
worked
né?
a lot with tech to make
E
sure that
aí
it
o
runs
bot
well,
fica ali
that
pelo
it's,
menos segurando a
cheap on
lane,
people's
você, igual no
computers and
HOTS,
stuff,
você
and,
clica nele,
so
ele
we
te
worked around
segue,
that,
te
and
ajuda
we
a
still
fazer as
have a few
coisas,
more features that
porque
we
é
can
muito
and want
ruim
to
quando o
add,
cara
but we want to
quita,
see
velho.
how players, you know, respond with this
With the
one.
current one.
Yeah, and for performance reasons and
Sure.
stuff. So
O bot ia
but
fidar, não,
there's-
no
I
HOTS
think
não
it
é
came out
assim,
really
cara.
great, and I think that it adds
No
it
HOTS,
adds a
no
lot
HOTS você
to the
perde o cara, o
Well,
bot
listen to that
assume o
red buff,
lugar,
'cause I just
e
saw
você
the
começa a
red
mandar
buff as well.
comandos pro
Need to
bot,
be
você
able
pode
to
mandar o
do that.
comando pro bot
The
te
red buff,
ajudar a
any change to the
atacar,
red buff this
pode
year,
mandar o
Adrian?
comando pro bot ficar na
so
lane.
no real balance changes, except all jungle camps and all lane minions are having some health and protections and scaling, all of that tweaked a bit. So you'll notice that.
Porque
But
todos
the
os personagens têm uma
Manticore
skin
is
do capeta.
returned, and as you see, we did some cool things
Não
where
sei, cara.
the buff holder has the wings and his little
Tem
buddies
bot que é
shoot
melhor
out.
do que o player.
So, you know, the
É
Manticore,
verdade.
he's a well-known character in Smite.
Aí você
People
pode
have
quicar o
loved him
cara,
for
tá
a while,
ligado?
so we wanted to bring him back.
O bot assumir.
He seemed like a good, aggressive monster to be the guardian of the red buff camp.
And it fits kind of well in the area as well, Christian. With the,
5 anos depois eles perceberam que eles precisavam fazer um mapa legal pro Smite.
Dinosaur, whatever.
Yeah,
What is that?
It's a dragon of some sort.
Demorou, mas
Well,
chegou, né,
that's the
galera?
thing. We wanted
Finalmente o Smite vai
something-
ter
so
o
when we were coming
devido
up with all the
respeito
different
que ele
camps and
merece.
stuff,
Pelo menos ter um mapa
we
legal,
were
né?
thinking of this Manticore. This thing is just a
Balanceamento
gnarly
de
beast and
personagens
stuff,
é
so
outra
we think
história.
that he would just like eat and just throw the bones away and stuff. So we just wanted this kind of really cool beast, and we were looking up some lore, and dragons are briefly mentioned in Greek mythology and stuff. So
They actually are.
and so we were like, let's kind of tie that in. So
Mentioning the law is good to go. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, we try to really draw on lore on the whole map. So, you know, all of these creatures have Greek mythology, and the Titans and everything, and the locations are all trying to draw a little bit more from the lore than we had previously.
Let's have a look at the purple buff then as well, as we're on this side of the map near the duo lane now.
Oh, yeah.
What are they?
They are chimeras. So you've got a lion head, a goat head, and a snake tail. And we
Nossa,
thought this was
quimera,
a cool
muito
one to go
louco
kind of
aqui, ó.
purple buff. And this actually does have a balance change. So the two buffs that have balance changes are purple and yellow.
Oh,
So yellow speed buff is taking down a little bit of percentage of speed.
okay.
It's really powerful in the new map, so we're taking it from 20 down to 15. And this buff is also going to keep its flat production reduction, but it's also going to have a percentage base added to it. So it's going to scale better into the late game. A lot of people were claiming that, and we've seen before, that this buff was not as highly valued in the late game, so now it will be.
That makes sense. Okay.
not to
That makes
mention,
sense.
this is not Cerberus.
No, it's not.
He's only got 2 heads.
Yeah, I know, but everyone was like, "Oh, Cerberus is a camp" or something like that.
It's not the same.
Not the same. So for visually, what we wanted to put for the chimeras is that it was kind of a twisted, gnarly.
Só que eu acho o
creature,
seguinte,
and
né? Eles vão
it's got a lot of
reformular a
different
Conquista,
facets,
vai
and
reformular a
so we were
Arena.
thinking, you
Tem
know,
que
it's
reformular os
purple,
outros
so a lot
mapas
of people
também.
associate purple with kind of
Deixar no
poison, so we got
mesmo
these kind of cool
estilo,
poisonous mushrooms all
bonitinho,
growing around these
com
big
várias
roots
coisas
that are
legais.
torn apart this Greek architecture and stuff.
E aí, extintos, beleza?
Yeah, I mean that's basic, and we wanted to make sure that all the corners and stuff that you could see,
Ciclopes
like
foram
these pillars just
demitidos,
being
não é?
ripped
Pois,
apart
tava
from
cansado de
this,
apanhar ali, né?
from the roots.
5 anos pra eles melhorarem o mapa.
That's great.
Yeah, I love it. I
É
love
só
the little
esperar mais
suspended
5 pra arrumarem o
columns that
balanceamento dos
build up like
personagens.
Series is just left on there. Well, into the duo lane we should go
É.
then, as we're on this side of the map now. And
Até lá,
duo lane, I can see
até
first
lá,
there
né?
seem to be extra entrances.
Capaz de surgir um MOBA
Yeah, so we have a
3D
different
e ganhar o público
configuration
do
of rocks
Smite.
and entrances
E
here.
aí,
We have this
Bomber,
rock in the
beleza?
center that is split on both sides. Previously, that was just a single entrance. This gives your jungler
Sabe o que
decks
eu achei
more
legal?
options as far as how deep they want
O
to be
mapa
when they get
agora,
into that
não
lane.
sei
They
se
really
vocês
wanna cut you
perceberam
off
a mesma
behind
coisa
their
que eu
tower, they can
percebi.
make that
O mapa agora tem algo acima do personagem. Você entrava, você via aquela parede que era pela metade. E não tinha nada que encobrisse a sua visão em cima. Agora tem, né, as estruturas ali, tipo, essas árvores estão mais altas. A parede tem partes dela que é mais alta, tem algumas outras coisas ali. Isso é legal, cara, porque isso daí vai trazer dificuldade para as pessoas. Porque antigamente você jogava despreocupado, pô, não vou ver um cara pulando ali. Agora não, pode vir um Thanatos voando, pode vir um Thor do céu, você nem vai perceber, vai ser legal pra caramba. Pressão 1000, o mapa está maior. Está maior sim, 20% maior. O que você acha de um mapa exclusivo pro X1? Tem que ser uma arena pequena, tipo, como se fosse quem caísse. Vai ser igual a arena que vai ser agora, vai ser, se o cara cair lá embaixo morre, tinha que ser assim o X1. Negócio de destruir torre aí não tá com nada, cara.
Yeah, so for clarity's sake, we wanted to be where no matter which direction you look, you could be like, okay, I don't see those cliffs and stuff that are rising up, so you know that which side it's going to be on. And also, we really just wanted to show the depth of this chasm and that it goes off infinitely.
Querendo ou não, é um buff nesses personagens que tem escape assim, né, ou que tem um engage dessa forma.
Just show kind of the destructive nature of the whole Ragnarok event.
Já saiu a nova arena? Não, só mostraram o concept dela ali, olha essa estrutura, antigamente não tinha essas paradas assim gigantes desse jeito. Mano, quem vai querer dar invade aqui nessa linha dourada de repente?
Let's start with Gold Fury first, because I did see those oracles behind you, but my oh my, does she look a little bit more regal and dangerous this time?
Oh yeah, so very different art style and environment style for the Gold Fury. A lot more creepy, demonic, evil. We're basing it actually off the Greek Furies characters, which are actual characters, and they're known to be part of demon. And they're from like a section of the underworld, so they're really not as much described as harpies, which we had before. So we were really excited.
Vai mostrar um mapa novo da arena? Não sei, cara. Acho que não vai não. Eles devem, pode mostrar alguma imagem, algum spoiler assim, mas acho que não vai mostrar um mapa novo não.
Of course, and we wanted to put gold everywhere, so you know which camp you're at. As far as balance changes go, we did do some slight tweaks to the Gold Fury stats and to the gold earned over time scaling. The big feature in the whole Season 5 map is that everything on the map is going to scale over time. Okay. So lane minions are going to be worth more in experience and gold over time. Jungle camps are going to be worth more.
PTS abriu hoje de madrugada, não foi anunciado ainda.
A lot more fine tuning to do as far as the balance and the pacing and the snowball factor. So what that allowed us to do was kind of slow down.
Finalmente eles colocaram um camp, né, para as duas arpias ali. Quero reportar um jogador do nosso clã. Primeiramente você reporta ele dentro do jogo. Se você quiser reportar ele pra mim, você manda as provas no meu Facebook.
Yeah, this is one of our favorite spaces that we got to design. So, you know, when we were looking up the Gold Fury and stuff, and we wanted to give this kind of, like he said, like a different part of the underworld, and so we wanted to capture that.
Esse patch será o próximo, só uma apresentação. Sim, esse patch será o próximo, que deve entrar a partir do dia 30. Vamos arredondar pro ano que vem, pro mês que vem.
And then just like continuously collected gold. And that statue in the back is kind of the idea that someone maybe worshipped this person, but wasn't sure what that Gold Fury looked like and stuff. So it's kind of like the human-esque version. It's a real slight nod to the Gold Fury, and behind it for the oracles, we have these actual like pit where the oracles come from. Kind of like it's one of the few spaces that we have like a space that goes down. Usually, most of the time we build up.
Essa semana agora é Season 5, a partir do dia 30.
That's the oracles for you guys as well. So it's still the same sort of thing as what oracles used to do?
Yep, you kill both of them, you get vision of the area. It'll move the ward towards the center of the area, so you can see the whole area when you kill them. But the same team has to secure both to get that bonus. You can split them, and then neither people get the ward. And
they've got their own radius now.
They've got their own radius, yeah. So, I mean, putting them in the same radius we thought was kind of interesting, and it has.
Galera, o jogo vai ficar mais leve. Galera tá falando que o jogo vai ficar pesado, não vai. Salve, Fred. Vamos mostrar a borda nova da liga? Não sei, cara. O jogo vai ficar mais leve. As texturas, olha só como as texturas estão simples. Diferente do Smite de atual. O mapa vai carregar menos elementos. Enquanto você está caminhando aqui, ó, Você só precisa renderizar essa área da frente aqui, ó. Eles estão fazendo vários truques para poder deixar o mapa mais leve. Você só vai renderizar aquilo que você está vendo praticamente, então fica tranquilo, o mapa vai ficar mais leve. Acredita em mim. E aí, Jack Wolf.
Pawn can remember the commands. He's spawning old minions. we talked about before. He's like, what are they called now? It's okay, Pawn. You're still the best. But you see that the floor didn't light up. Now you've got the
Para que servem os PPs? Os PPs são os pontos de profecia, são para você ganhar prêmios no ticket. O ticket da temporada você vai pegando pontos de profecia e vai ganhando prêmios, cara.
No, they're very different, and that was one of the things that we set up from the very beginning, that we wanted to make the towers extremely different.
Ah, eles modificaram a torre, ó, palmas. Essa mudança eu tô anos pedindo essa mudança.
So like this one, the chaos one has the dragon, the other
Finalmente eles modificaram a torre.
And this one's more, and also they have different color choices. So this is mostly you know, the gray rock with the silver dragon on top.
Vai ajudar pra caramba, né? O dano vai aumentando ali.
The towers are quite different from each other. The whole theme of the map, the different sides are more different from each other artistically than they ever have.
Oh yeah, you can see that one clearly.
Não, ele tá zoando, né?
Part of the chaos side jungle, it just looks like slightly darker version, slightly shadowed version of the order side. Now it's
essa modificação é só na conquista, sim, por enquanto sim. Esse mapa é só o da conquista. Agora eu quero ver o Hércules me daivar level 3. Vai ser level 5. Mas não level 3.
And it's also just to, you know, for more visual clarity, it's like, all right, I understand that that's a tower. Because like right now in the current one, it's like he says, just mostly in shadow.
Se eu baixar o PTS quando o período de teste acabar, eu vou ter que baixar o Smite novamente? Não, o PTS é um, o Smite é outro.
Nice new pretty bird. We gave them a little bit more of a traditional Phoenix style. The last year's conquests had a, you know, very interesting art style, but a lot of people didn't think they looked as much like phoenixes. They just looked like birds. So now we have a lot more like energy and power in their whole material, whole texture. And we've also got some interesting tech to go along.
Os hackers do Smite são os GM, tá aí a prova.
If you kill them now, the pedestal closes up and you can see the fuse. Keep going. We're gonna break out the and we saw a fuse go to the Titan space.
Aumentaram o dano das estruturas. Aparentemente sim, não só o dano das estruturas, aumentaram como o dano é aplicado, né, que é o mais importante. Eu não sei se eles vão colocar, mas deveria dar um buff de defesa para quem estivesse debaixo dela, nem que seja tipo aumenta 10 de defesa para quem tá embaixo, isso ajudaria pra caramba a evitar o dive, né? Porque eu não sei se vocês têm a mesma visão que eu tenho. O dive, quando você dá o dive no seu adversário, é um ato de muita coragem, né? E tem que ser uma jogada muito bem executada. Porque o dive é você tá indo numa desvantagem para poder pegar o seu adversário. E aí você ter um adversário que consegue ter um pouco mais de resistência debaixo dessa torre, impediria do cara tipo level 10 entrar debaixo da torre para pegar o cara, como acontece hoje em dia. No Smite o dive é uma coisa comum, tipo, qualquer um dive a torre, qualquer um dive a Fênix e fica por isso mesmo. Não tá tendo mais pra baixar o Pact vs Smite, tem um tutorial no canal, cara, mas dá uns bugzinhos de vez em quando. Se a torre tivesse um pequeno roubo de vida, a torre roubar a vida? Não. Gostou da minha ideia? Qual a ideia, Marechal?
Who is a very new style. He's
E aí,
a lot more
Sora?
different from the other Titans.
Tá fazendo aí?
Kind of based loosely on the character Kronos, the original like bad guy Titan who led the Titans in a war against the gods and was locked away in the
Agora a
underworld.
gente tem que
So
pensar duas vezes para poder rotacionar,
He
mas
gets
sempre foi assim, o Smite que estava logueado, desbalanceado,
We've got
sei
two
lá.
things quickly still to show you in this map: the Pyromancer and the Fire Giant.
Começou agora o patch notes? Não, já tem meia hora.
Chop chop.
Fly away.
He's got it. He's got the hacks.
Vocês aumentam um pouco o volume da sua live. A minha live não tem como aumentar o volume não, cara. Você tem que comentar aí no seu player. Como assim, da minha live? Da live que eu tô assistindo deles?
Replaces the portal demon. A lot of design changes here.
Ou o meu
So we
volume?
have a objective. We really liked having this new objective. That was really fun throughout Season 4, but we wanted to give it a little bit more ability to fine-tune. So instead of when you kill this, instead of getting a portal, you will not get a portal. Instead, you will get a buff that translates back to your base. You'll see a fireball fly across the map and go to your base.
Okay.
And what that does is it'll buff your base to the point where when anyone leaves the base, you will get a movement speed buff.
Oh, so kind of like old Swiftwing.
Yeah, so kind of like you give your whole team Swiftwing buff.
No.
And what's cool about that is we can give the players a lot more flexibility in how they apply the buff. So now you don't have to go right back to Fire Giant. You can use this buff to rotate to other parts of the map. You can use it to defend your towers.
If you're dead and your team gets the buff, will you still get the buff when you spawn?
It only triggers when you walk out of the base.
Cool.
So the buff, yeah, you can come back anytime and still use that. And it also gives the designers, it gives us a little bit more things to work with throughout the year. So if we think the buff is too strong, it's too weak, we can increase its duration or its speed amount. Whereas before we really only had like duration. We had one number to tweak.
Dá o buffzinho de velocidade ali.
Christian, obviously on design of this, I guess you got a bit more free reign of like, we're putting a buff in that's going to do this.
Soube da OB66, será só correção de bug? Tomara que eles melhorem o Kit Keiro, Keyor. Depois eu até posso voltar a jogar. Vamos ver.
And then when we were talking about Ragnarok, you know, we thought, oh, this would be great to get the Celtic in there and stuff. So you can see some like Norse.
Podia inundar aí de lava como fazia antigamente.
You know, there's like all these like
vamos ver se ele vai fazer isso.
Columns and stuff, and we got these cool.
Seu Face é Ciro jogador? Não, exclamação Facebook, Limpinho, pra você mandar.
And then this cool like the wooden dragons and stuff, and you know, with the pyromancer and stuff, I don't know if you can tell what's in there in the
Beleza,
back.
Sukai, é tão sensual ver tomar
Rest in peace.
Já tá desse jeito, já tá se libertando assim.
Nice little shout out to him.
Chains are broken.
Cuidado.
Freebie.
He's melted.
Yeah, but the idea is like, you know, maybe the pyromancer took it out, but
we kind of
deveria
thought
bufar
about
o Kong.
Ragnarok and how it relates to the whole story, right? Ragnarok is happening. This is our core story. Hel and Fenrir, they got this whole thing started. They're ending the world. Lots of people are dying. That's a global event.
É gaúcho,
so that global event is what's killing a lot of mortals. That's what's powering up Hades to bring up his underworld. But it's also Ragnarok. There's fire raining and there's parts of Ragnarok happening everywhere. That's why there's a Norse character on the Greek map. The fire giant. He came from
Com os gráficos estão mais cartoonizados, vai ser mais leve para rodar, né? Não só isso, eles estão aplicando algumas técnicas ali de renderização no jogo.
He does have some new attacks, so he still has his
mudança preferida até agora.
Our old favorite, hard to dodge rift.
Não vai inundar de lava.
But then he also has a new attack where he summons a bunch of orbs in the air, and then they fire, and what they do is they split up between a number of targets. So if you try to solo him, that attack hurts really bad. If your whole team is there, you're good. Oh, this is how he spawns in. There's a big fireball that comes down.
Oh, really? He just fires in like a fireball? That's dope.
Já mostrou a arena? Não. Não vai mostrar a arena.
Pon's cheating, so he'll crash in like that, and then he'll show up.
So you can actually see that.
Now there's two.
Can you see that across the map? Say, in your lane, you can look across and see this star slowly.
Gigante de vida. Oh, gigante de vida. Gigante de fogo tem mais vida que o Titã.
His whole leash radius on fire, and if you try to cross in or
Cara, eu não reparei na vida do Titã ali, mas Gigante de Fogo tem 13.000.
So yeah, the lore impact is really the most important thing here. And then of course
diminui o volume da live deles, ok.
All in all,
this map looks amazing. Any final thoughts before we move on from the map?
I mean, I think we covered everything. We're gonna, we're going today.
Que dia vai ser esse mapa? A partir do dia 30, se eu não me engano, ao menos que eles mudaram a data. Sim, já mostrou as skins e o vídeo tá lá no canal, Águia Hidratada.
I am not manually reading through every single number change or experience.
You can't even process it.
Not enough pages.
But they're all will
Vai
be
pôr no
released
canal,
for
sim.
you guys to look at through at home and then debate over whether this number should be higher, lower, or
Titã tava com 10.500 quando vi a vida dele. Ah, então tem menos o Titã.
To wait and play. There's a lot of things. It's much harder to just calculate things in your head. But the main goals of this map were, of course, to take the art to the new level with which Christian and his team and the character teams.
Acho que agora eu vou voltar a jogar
the other thing was we wanted to just affect the core.
Volta, é uma oportunidade interessante.
Through those kind of changes to balance.
Ah, sim, entendi, Marechal, entendi. Eu achei bacana, cara, achei bacana.
Jungle camp speed. We also made
não mostraram buffs e
They're
nerfs.
going to focus towers now instead of enemy minions when they're in the same area. A couple changes like that to help the map feel more like things are happening over time gradually as opposed
Titã tem 30k, disse o Nayan
Okay, that's
Moi.
it for map. It's time to move on to items. Before we do, Christian, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's have a quick flyover of that map one last time for you guys if you've just been tuning in to get a nice little feel. You've seen this video before, but take a quick look.
Temos até um trailerzinho para o mapa. De braços de... Ficou legal, tá bem Blizzard, mas tá legal. Ficou legal, parabéns. Fizeram um trabalho bem feito.
Welcome back to the showcase, and now we're joined by the illustrious Pompan. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
You ready for this?
Been pretty crazy, but yeah, I'm ready.
Cool. Well, now it's time to go through some of the changes to the game in terms of itemization and god balance too. But I'm going to point out right now before we get into this, we will not be going through every
Vamos ver as mudanças então.
detail of numbers. If some things have gone up by like 10 health or 100 health or something, those will all be available in the full patch notes after the show, but we will be focused on today any new items that are coming out and any big adjustments to items that have seen play previously. Is that
Right.
correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome.
We're also going to change up the order a little bit. We're going to go in categories.
Yeah, well,
So we're not just going to list everything alphabetically.
we're going to start with starter items here, and the first thing to say is there's all the starter items you know and love are gone.
Yes.
That is the truth. This is a big change. We
Next.
wanted to really look at starter items
All the
in general.
500 ones, all the 800 ones, they're all
Yeah.
gone.
So all masks and starter items currently in the game have been removed from the game.
And as you can see at the bottom of your screen, welcome
Novo
to
item
blessings.
inicial.
What are blessings?
Blessings are a new type of starter item that focus
Benção.
more on class role specific goals.
Okay.
They have mostly they work like starter items, but they have some slight new rules involved in them. So you'll only be able to buy one blessing per match. You can't buy multiple. Once you buy it, you're locked into that one for the whole match.
Okay.
They're also going to all have some sort of stacking component that's going to evolve and get you better sales later in the game.
Oh, so kind of like Lono's mixed with Lono's Rangdars, but mixed with a star item like a Death Sense.
Yeah, so where Lonos
Tall.
kind of encourage support players to be around and get
É, vai dar uma benção pro cara. Né?
kind of like showed them how to play the sport a bit.
Okay.
These items are
Qual benção que ele vai receber?
Well, I guess the best way to really do this, they're going to evolve over time too. We
Vamos
should
ver.
probably just start off with going through one of the blessings to begin
Yeah,
with.
let's
Já
look.
teve algo
So,
apresentado, já teve um mapa novo, já teve
I guess
skins.
it's aimed towards assassins, but it's not
Os
for
assassinos ganham 35% de dano versus os
Exactly.
monstros
So
da
what we're doing here with
selva.
blessings, first of all, is there's going to
Ok.
be conquest ones and non-conquest ones.
Right.
So 5 of them will be unique to conquest.
Aí,
and
gente, não
available on
pega
conquest.
pra
Every other
descer,
game mode
tá?
will have
Pega-
the other ones and none of the conquest
Pega
ones.
pra jungle.
Gotcha. So we're
Pelo amor de
conquest
Deus.
assassins.
Assassinos Blessings, a benção assassina. Na verdade não vai ser para os assassinos, né?
To kind of think about
É o nome
what
do
gods
item.
these pair with. For newer players, they'll be,
Enfim,
you know,
ou como ele
assassin,
funciona
they can
no-
probably do
nos
this one, or
personagens.
they can read the item text, kind of loosely guide them through the map and what to do. But it's also kind of think of it in kind of a flavor sense. Like, so you can buy any blessing on any god.
Faz
So
um
if you choose to
coração
play
com a
like
mão.
Guardian with Assassin's Blessing, it's almost as if an
Oh,
assassin
desculpa.
kind of gave you their
Their
buff,
blessing.
their stats, their blessing. Here's something that I normally do, but you're picking this up, so you can now enjoy these two. So
Okay.
any god can buy any blessing in any combination.
At the bottom, you can see it says gains 35% damage bonus damage versus jungle monsters. How much are blessings, first of all, I guess?
they're 700 gold.
They're all 700
All
gold.
of them are 700 gold.
700 gold.
Eu acho que vão ser vários tipos de bênção.
It was just kind of the price point. that
Eu
people said
chuto
to
pra
me.
isso, entendeu? Vai ter essa bênção assassina pra assassina, tipo,
Expensive, it made it
bênção
so
assassina,
a bit
enfim,
more
né?
efficient than this.
Okay.
So you want this to be
Aí que vai
something
aumentar o seu dano.
um,
Gente, pediram pra baixar o volume deles agora. Vocês estão pedindo pra aumentar agora? O que é isso? Decide. Vai, Sirius, vim de lá pra cá pra você tentar dublar as
This
coisas,
price
hein?
point works
Ah?
really well with buying other tier 1 items and then still having room for a little bit of potions too.
Sure. Okay, and there's other changes as well to some of the other stuff that's starting off, so we'll get to that later
E aí,
on.
Davi,
Assassin's
teve
Blessing,
patch
first of all,
note.
it's 700 gold, 35% bonus damage to jungle monsters, 7% health restored on
Instaura 7% do seu HP ao matar um monstro da selva e 20 de mana ao matar um monstro da selva. É a máscara de Bumba, praticamente, né?
Role quest with this new subtitle to support that role. So role quest jungler, and you'll have to kill jungle camps to gain stacks.
Esse patch vai lançar hoje, não?
Okay, and as you can see, whether kill or assist jungle monsters or enemy gods, jungle monsters are worth 1 stack and enemy gods worth 5 stacks. At 50 stacks, this item evolves to give you plus 10.
Temos uma passiva ali, ó, que você tem que fazer matando
And it also works
monstros.
off if you're a heavy ganking jungler, you can actually get ganks and get stacks.
Chegando
or if you're
50
just a heavy
stacks, esse
farm jungler,
item
you wanna
vai
get
te
camps
dar
and
mais
get
10 de
in the game,
penetração.
just farm your camps
Legal, interessante.
Now this one feels very jungle
Será que eles vão
focused.
começar a trazer itens de quest? Por exemplo, você
And that's what
pegando,
a lot of these are. They are going to be very focused
sei
on
lá,
a role.
5 assistências, você pode comprar um peitoral que só pode comprar se você tiver 5 assistências.
Yeah.
Seria legal também. Vai substituir a Bumba? Não foi falado isso, pelo menos eu não prestei atenção. Mas é tipo uma máscara de Bumba. Tipo aquelas máscaras, né? Todas as outras lá.
You can't buy Bumbas and Soulstone or something and be a mid lane pseudo jungler. You're going to have to lock yourself in, and if you go for the Assassin's Blessing, you're going to be foregoing the Mage's Blessing, which is pretty strong too. So it's going to be a lot more firm decision making as far as which one you go, but also more flexibility in that all gods can buy all of them, so you can do some pretty interesting combinations.
So that's the Assassin's one. We'll go on to the Guardian's one next. The Guardian's Blessing is 700 gold. It's going to give you
A Bênção dos Guardiões. Ganha 100 de HP, 5 de proteções físicas. Passou muito rápido. Vai curar 7 de HP e mana por minion da lane que você der assistência. Você recebeu uma assistência, né?
At 50 stacks, this item evolves and gives you more gold per 5, 3 gold per 5. So that technically, once it's evolved, it's 6. So you get 3 gold per 5 plus minions are still giving you 3 gold.
Yep, and this all triggers off just assist. So the more supporty role where you're not necessarily taking last hits or farm from your hunter.
Yep.
This is more the support role where you're focused on getting the assist for these guys.
Interessante, eles estão aprofundando um pouco na jogabilidade do jogo, nessa questão de você poder fazer builds mais elaboradas, né? Acho que tá ficando interessante. Deixa o volume da live da Rarez um pouco mais alto, porque tem momentos em que você fica calado. Melhor não, porque isso vai atrapalhar bastante.
Yeah, right? Whatever will do.
And it's going to have 15 basic attack damage and 5 MP5 on this base.
Ó, Hunter's Blessing ganha 15 de ataque também. Matar ou der assistência em minions ou inimigo, você ganha stack. Minions da lane dão um stack e o inimigo dá 5 stacks. Vai lançar dia 30. Chegando a 75 stacks, você ganha 15% de velocidade de ataque e um adicional de 15 de bônus de ataque. Obrigado pela ajuda no box. Perdeu bastante coisa o Black Crossai.
It's kind of a new stat that we haven't really used before, but it's important to the game. You get more bonus for just characters want to use auto attacks. So this is actually really strong on like Soul and Chronos. We've seen even in testing.
O que achou do mapa novo? Vai fazer um vídeo explicando melhor a sua análise? Não, eu já assisti, a gente assistiu aqui. Eu vou colocar a parte que a gente assistiu aqui lá. Agora temos uma bênção para os magos. Só em conquista. Você ganha 30 de dano de habilidade, mais 3 de MP5 por 10% de mana perdida, se não me engano, que eu vi ali, né? Matando inimigo ou minion, você ganha um stack por minion, 5 por inimigo. E agora o que que acontece? Chegando a 75 stacks, você ganha 10% de redução de intervalo. Legal, né? Tá falando para os caras ficarem na lane. MP5 é regeneração de MP a cada 5 segundos.
Yeah, so it's a very clear line between the basic attackers and the ability users.
I realistically, I mean, that Mage's Blessing, this is why I keep bringing this up, because like Neath, for example, or Chiron, they can be ability-based focus, so they could go for this to get better.
Acho muita dedicação para itens iniciais. Mas é isso que eles querem fazer, deixar o jogo um MOBA de verdade. Obrigado pela ajuda no Galpbox.
It gives you 50 health plus 3 reduction to all damage taken. Is that from all sources, basically?
Yeah, it's a mini mark of the Vanguard.
E aí, Iago, você acha que a Kali é mais quebrada? Para guerreiros, ganha 50 de HP, 3 pontos de redução. Não foi muito rápido.
It's kind of the theme of this blessing.
Sure. So go be aggressive.
The roll quest is the same trigger.
Alright then. The roll quest is for you guys. Dealing damage to an enemy, God provides 1 stack. This effect can only occur once every 10 seconds. Getting a killer assist on an enemy, God provides 5 stacks. At 15 stacks,
Dano no inimigo, você ganha um stack. Após de 15 stacks, você ganha medalha de poder física, proteção física e mágica. Como é que vai funcionar isso, cara? Dura 10 segundos os stacks. Você vai ter que ficar combando em cima do adversário? É isso mesmo o efeito, no primeiro efeito? Você vai ter que ficar pokeando o cara a cada 10 segundos, porque senão seu efeito, seu stack vai sair. Eu não tenho gemas. O que você acha do novo modo patrocinador do YouTube? Falei maior do que eu. Acho legal, cara. Inclusive eu tenho alguns patrocinadores aí. Muito obrigado. Tem que ficar pokeando os caras, né, velho? Agora não fora da conquista. Vão ter esses itens também pra não conquista, né? Vai ter itens que você vão poder usar só na conquista e itens que você não vai poder usar na conquista. Depois a gente tem que pegar o patch note escrito pra poder ver direitinho. Sim, exatamente. Você tem 10 segundos pro stack funcionar. Se você não bater no adversário, você não vai poder... Você vai perder o stack, velho. Você tem 10 segundos pra poder usar aquele stack ali, tipo, o efeito. Se você não bater nos 10 segundos, você vai perder. Você vai ter que esperar de novo, vai ter que... Enfim. Aí vai funcionar.
Be tanky, take damage, get more health to take more damage. Makes a lot of sense. Specialists Blessing is the last.
Tem um trauma de Kali.
I would not say that. This one I think actually has the most widespread application.
700 gold, shockingly enough, 10 MP5 and 10% down reduction.
Os patch vão remover o Shrine do jogo, será? Será? Ouvi falar que vão tirar um deus do jogo. Foi bem legal, Vitor Hugo. Aqui na minha cidade não pega exército, então eu só fui lá e me mediram e me mandaram embora. Foi ótimo.
Movement speed and CDR are really versatile. So, you know, you could pick this up on a tank, you could pick this up on a hunter, it could really go either way.
Okay, cool. So that's it for the blessing section.
That's it for our starter items. Those will be your new options. Rest in Peace, Soulstone, and Death's Toll, and all those guys. We'll see you later.
Well, some of them are going to come back.
That's true.
Later.
Well, I was really excited to have Mannequin.
Tem novo God?
A lot of
Não.
the cool passives from starters, we're like reinterpreting, reimagining,
Viu o trauma de Osiris, alguém?
tier 3 items actually.
Oh, actually in this pack.
In this pack.
Fatalis vai
So a
voltar,
lot of
será?
them will be gone but not forgotten.
Well, it's time to get to the other items and stuff now, but before I do, I'm just going to reiterate one more time. We are not going through every freaking number, okay? I have done a 4-hour patch up before. I have sweated to high heaven before.
We know not to do that.
We're not going to go that deep. So what we are going to do is we will release the full patch after with all the little small ups and downs and changes. But so what we've done to make this easy is present you guys with a nice little graph, first of all, or graphic I should say, to explain some of the changes that are happening that we're not going to go too much in detail about, and they'll get explained later.
Yep.
So, without further ado, let's have a little look at the
Graphic
nerfs and adjustments that are going to be available. I'm going to read from the top so you can
Obrigado
see
pela ajuda.
Buffs are Demonic Grip, Sovereignty, Heartwood Amulet, Iqval, Atlantis Bow, Transcendence.
O que vai ser buffado e o que vai ser nerfado e o que vai ser mudado ali.
Actual nerfs will be to Warrior Tabby, Ninja Tabby, and the Aegis Amulet in the right section. And all those items at the bottom are getting adjusted.
We're going to go over a lot of those too because they've been
Now,
redesigned or heavily changed and stuff like that.
If we don't read out any of these items, it means they've had small adjustments to them in terms of a nerf, a buff, and an adjustment. But we're going to go into detail about some of these items because they've had big changes to them potentially.
Yeah, and we're going to go through in categories. So first we did
Eu
starters.
só penso da seguinte forma, entendeu? Eu vejo um caçador usando lâmina de Kim, que são duas adagas, sei lá o que é aquilo ali, espadinhas. Pra mim não faz sentido, tá ligado? Assim como eu vejo um assassino corpo a corpo usando um arco, tá ligado? Pra mim não faz muito sentido. Eles poderiam pelo menos, né, deixar a coisa mais intuitiva, né? Arcos para caçadores que usam arcos. Enfim.
Generally, because of the passive is the reason. As you can see on the screen right now, we're going to be decreasing the cost to 3,000 gold, increasing the magical power from 125 to 150.
Cardápio de TOTS, diminuído o custo de 3.300 para 3.000. Aumentado o poder mágico de escala de 125 para 130, se eu não me engano. Nova passiva, você ganha 25% adicional de poder mágico em alvos com...
It makes it so that there's really only single choices. We saw a lot of mages rushing Book of Thoth
50,
when Doom War became a bit more effective.
Below é o quê? 50% a mais de HP, que estão acima de 50% de HP? Vamos aprender inglês. Vamos aprender inglês.
Because you were always building towards his rod
Below.
It constrained mage builds and it constrained the whole mage class. You really
Abaixo de 50% de HP. É. Below, né? Below. O low é de baixo e o be vem do verbo to be, below, que estão abaixo de 50% de HP. Viu? Aprendendo inglês. Sinto vergonha o Silas ficou olhando pra mim nas lives. Vai BRS4, como assim? Lê o chat gay. Não tem chat gay na live, todo o chat é igual. Be de verbo to be, low.
The ADC mages like Soul or Chronos are going to come back
also
because they don't need to just build these big AoE damaging abilities with more power. They're going to, all of these options are going to be much more open, much more balanced across the board.
Yep.
And the final thing is that mages had a very strange kind of power spike counter back and forth where whenever you got Rod, you jumped way up in power, right?
Yeah.
Normally you kind of scale over the game, every god, every class, every other type, you kind of get these.
Eu não acho que a Jade TOTS vai ser bom item não, cara.
Massive. Right. And if I happen to build my rod a couple minutes, like say, let's say we're both building them 4th.
Não acho que vai ser bom item não.
Pawn just like can't even fight until he goes and finishes.
Você vai dar 25% de dano adicional num cara abaixo de 50% de HP. Pra mim não faz sentido algum, cara. Talvez no X1 até funcione. Porque pra mim não faz sentido nenhum. O cara abaixo de 50% de HP ali se tiver numa teamfight ele já vai morrer de qualquer jeito, tá ligado? Tinha que ser o contrário, tinha que ser acima de 50% de HP. Abaixo de 50% de HP pra mim não faz sentido. Óbvio do destino, diminuído o custo de 2,50 para 1.700, aumentado o MP5 de 10 para 20. Ok, legal. Nova passiva, eliminando ou pegando assistência, você ganha um stack. Eu perdi ali, velho. Depois de 15 segundos... O que estava escrito antes que eu perdi, velho? Passou muito rápido. Você ganha movimento? Matar minions dá um stack, matar um inimigo dá 5 stacks. Depois você ganha o que? Você ganha movimento?
We even saw this at like HRX when the teams that were building Doom War been doing well, though that was winning a lot. And it was really
pode ajudar a anular e executar. Pode ajudar a anular, né? Mas...
Warlock Sash mages were definitely struggling. So we wanted to kind of completely shift Doom.
Pode destacar 5 vezes, tá? Mas ele ganha o quê? 1%. Cada stack, olha lá, o cara acabou de falar. Cada stack dá 1% de movimento. Não usaria a órbita do destino, não, viu? Live era que horas? Eu não sei, Taik. Essa passiva ruim pra caramba. Pra ela ser interessante, o item tem que ser um item que dá defesa, tá ligado? Anel de Teoquines, diminuído o custo aumentado o custo de 2.400 para 2.800. Adicionado 20% de ataque speed. Ok. Seus ataques básicos dão um bônus de dano de 10 mais 5% do seu poder mágico. Esse efeito não funciona em estruturas.
This has become the new mage ADC luxury item. This is 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 the new mage ADC lu So, you know, we had old
Ah, ele
times,
acabou
kind
de
of
falar,
figuring
isso daí
out
vai ser um
we
novo
always
item
kind of
para
had a
magos
tough time
ADCs, né?
kind of figuring out why
Então,
it was useful. We know
quais
it's
são os
fun,
magos
but
ADCs do
build up
jogo?
some
Freya,
ADCs, it's
Cronos,
kind of
mais ou
strange,
menos a
but
Sol,
it wasn't
né?
really
E aí,
good.
Gustavo Scott,
But when
beleza?
we were looking at, you know, making all types
Ok,
of
um
mages
item
viable, we
bom.
needed the mage ADC needed another item to really empower that
Nossa, a
side.
Freya vai
And
explodir,
adding
cara.
that scaling component,
Meu
now they
Deus.
get additional actual
Dá
scaling
um
on their
bônus de
basic attacks
10
from
mais
the system, which is just really
5%
strong.
do
Yeah,
poder
a lot of items
mágico.
previously were focused either around
A
like
Freya vai
increasing their build
explodir,
damage,
cara.
or they just kind of had to go those builds
É,
because
Poseidon,
Ragnarok
Zeus,
was the best
enfim.
choice. So now that with that
Mas nem
change,
tanto,
we
né?
actually added this item
Zeus
to
nem
really, really
tanto,
focus
assim,
on basic attack
um
components.
ADC.
Hunter's Blessing, Sylvanas, Talcount.
It's probably viable, honestly.
His base attack's so
Zeus poderia ser considerado um
it's AoE,
adcaster,
it's
assim como
AoE.
Poseidon.
It's AoE.
We'll see.
Talcount's range.
Pub
Já
will
a
try
Freya
it.
não tem
Pub-
muito o que
I'll try it.
correr.
We'll try it.
Maybe today. Book of the Dead.
Cronos
is the
também
next
pode ser
item on
considerado
this
um
list to go
adcaster.
with that, and you saw it on the bottom nerf trees. This item
Ah, o
has
Kwang
moved
não, o
the
Kwang
tree
é
to
burst.
the book tree first.
Ninguém usa mais speed
It
no
has-
Kwang.
well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Small aside, now the tree with soul reliquary
Livro dos
is
Mortos.
now all books.
Esse item foi
So we have tier one
movido
book,
para
tier boot,
a
tier two book, and then
árvore.
we have
Tá, ele foi
Book of
movido
the
para uma
Thaw,
outra
Book of the
árvore
Book
de
of the
itens
Dead,
ali.
Polynomicon, and
Oh, yeah,
we
it's
moved
in
it over there to the books. Yeah, and
there's
Ninguém
Soul
usa
Reaper,
mais
Soul Reaper. So now you have a
é,
full book tree that is
speed
actually
no
familiar,
ataque
makes
speed
sense.
no Kwang é
But
burst
the
para poder
magic
ativar a
layer is
passiva dele
supposed to
rápido.
reliquary
Can we
E ele
sub-
lutando os
put
caras.
Book of in front of it? Book of Polynomicon. Book of, yeah?
Eu gostei do
Soul
teu
Book.
Kines, cara.
Book of Soul
But Soul
Reaper.
Reaver, yeah, I mean, we could.
Just because it makes sense.
Mago ADC não é caçador ADC. Não, os caras mesmos falaram,
So, Book of
magos
the Dead,
ADC.
items
É
with
porque,
the
tipo,
trinket, so
a
trinket,
definição de ADC, eu fiz até um vídeo esses
icon.
dias aí.
We've decreased the
Ela
cost
não é uma
to
definição exata, né? Ela quer dizer que é aquele personagem baseado em ataque básico. Você pode até colocar assassino como se fosse ADC, se você quiser. Mas aí você tem que fazer várias ramificações ali para poder diferenciar mesmo. Livro da Morte, nova passiva. Se você estiver abaixo de 50% de HP, você ganha um escudo igual a 25% da sua mana. O escudo dura 6 segundos. Esse efeito não... Esse efeito só pode ser ativado a cada 90 segundos.
As well as let's bring in the mana synergy. So you get some really cool options with building a lot of mana on this side.
So that's Book of the Dead. We'll move on next to
Cara, esse item vai ser bom no Anubis, viu?
We're an hour in already. I
Yeah.
predicted-
Anubis,
I predicted
Yeah, we're-
an
Zonkui.
hour and 30, and I think we're looking
It feels
more
like we've
2
only been on
hours.
camera for like 15 minutes. Alright, we'll go fast.
Novo item.
Soul Gem, next up.
Gema das almas, alma da, sei lá. 2.300 golds, você ganha 65 de poder mágico, 150 de vida, 12% de roubo de vida, mais alguma coisa que eu não vi ali. Toda vez que você acertar um inimigo com uma habilidade ou ataque básico... Cara, tá muito rápido, amigo. Já foi, né? Eu perdi o item, velho. Porra, tá rápido demais, velho. Ou nem leu,
Yes.
passou muito
I can
rápido.
heal my
Yes.
team.
Yes.
Yeah, remember how we
Okay.
talked about bringing some stars back and amping them up a bit?
Yeah.
This is what we mean.
Yep.
Okay.
It's has a really interesting effect, especially if you're already kind of a healer that can spam a whole bunch of abilities like Chong
Then you get another one.
Eles estão correndo pra quê, velho? Não precisa correr, não.
Alright, that's Soul Gem.
You thought that one was hype. Wait for this one.
Alright, Typhon's. Is it Typhon's Fang? Am I saying
Typhon's
that right?
Fang.
Typhon's
Depois a
Fang.
gente lê o patch note.
200 gold. This is a new
Tá.
item.
2.800 de gold, você ganha 100 de poder mágico, 200 de mana, 15% de roubo de vida, ok.
And the passive.
A passiva dele.
Magical
O
lifesteal.
seu roubo de vida mágico de itens é aumentado em 50%, o seu poder mágico é aumentado em 100%.
Lifesteal you have?
Yes. So this is a lifesteal multiplying item. If you have 50
Da
lifesteal,
quantidade de
you also
roubo
get
de
50
vida que
power,
você tem?
and you also get half of that as more lifesteal. You get 75. You get
Como
a
assim?
bonus
Não entendi.
25, and you also get the bonus 50.
So it's got 15 magical.
They both
50%.
calculate off of the same core number, which is how much item lifesteal you
O seu
have
poder
before the
mágico é
passive starts.
aumentado
Okay.
You can transfer
de
your lifesteal into more power and your lifesteal into more lifesteal.
My power is increased by 100%
Por cento da
Yes.
quantidade de poder mágico que você tem.
Well,
No.
they don't go back and forth. You don't get the increase and then power.
Okay,
They
I
both
just wanted
play
to make
off the
sure.
same core number.
Okay.
So say you have
Entendi
50%
isso, cara.
lifesteal. You now get 75
Lifesteal.
and you get plus 50 power. So
Okay.
Yeah,
lifesteal,
lifesteal.
lifesteal mages are back.
Goobus.
2,800 gold. 2,800 gold. That's
Como
actually
assim?
the only thing I'm going to say about that one. At least it's 28.
It is expensive. It
It
is.
is really pricey.
Obsidian Shard is the next one up, and penetration. I
Yeah,
guess we
so
should
this
talk
is our
about that.
translation from, now we're going to move from mage items, this is still a mage item obviously, into our anti-tank
Quanto mais você
items.
roubar a vida, mais
I
dano você
released
vai
a blog
ganhar.
post a little while ago, we're talking about how the dynamic in Smite works between
Obsidiana.
different
Removido
classes.
33% de penetração
We don't really
mágica.
want
Que
to
bom,
counter
parabéns.
tanks or nerf them. We don't want to nerf tanks across the board anymore.
Não, a
There's already
tradução eu
Guardians and
fiz, mas eu
Warriors
não
all
entendi
across
como
the
que vai
stats, right? There's good
funcionar,
ones, there's bad
entendeu?
ones, they don't need all to be adjusted in the same way.
Okay.
But we also
Eu não
wanna
entendi
make
como
sure
que vai
players
funcionar.
counter build. This is something we've always encouraged in Smite. This is
Tá,
something
100% do roubo de vida total, como assim? Ele vai aumentar o... Tá ali fala que aumenta o poder, mas como é que vai funcionar? Se, tipo, como que o item vai funcionar? Eu não consegui entender exatamente, só testando eu acho. Porque lá fala que aumenta o seu roubo de vida e você vai ganhar um poder adicional de 100% do seu roubo de vida. Como assim? Não entendi.
And if you up it to 40%, 45%, you start having tanks who just build this once and they have like suddenly 20 pen on a squishy. And so it was something that we really couldn't adjust before. It wasn't a tool that we could actually use, but it was designed to be a tool to specifically counter tanks.
So you're going to see now 4 items, 2 that work off protections and 2 that work on health. 2 for mages and 2 for physicals that are specifically nerfed from their Season 4 versions, unless you're fighting against very tanky gods.
Okay, so here we go.
Na verdade tem que testar para ver como é que vai funcionar o item lá. Tirar a penetração. Nova passiva, você ganha... O seu poder mágico ignora 20% da proteção mágica do alvo. Se o seu alvo tiver mais de 40 de proteção mágica... Ah, foi muito rápido. Não dá, os caras estão muito rápidos. Exemplo, se teu roubo de vida tá 20, quando ativar você rouba 40.
So it's going to scale based off what you're fighting. So it's still...
It linearly scales up between those 2 numbers.
And Titan's Bane is the next one up, and that's going to be a very similar story here. We've removed the 33% physical penetration.
Mas aí os caras vão chegar a 100% de roubo de vida, tipo, não existe, ué. Como é que você mata um Anubis? Não pode. Não pode fazer isso.
So penetration at 175 or more physical protections. So once again,
O cap vai estourar o cap de roubo de vida. Não vai chegar a 100%. O cap de roubo de vida atualmente é de quanto? É de 50? 100? 50, não é? É 50. Eu não acho que aumente, tipo... Eu não acho que aumente isso não, velho. A gente tem que ver depois. Não acho que seja dessa forma, entendeu? Que vai dobrar a sua... Não acho que vai dobrar seu roubo de vida, não. Porque não faz sentido. Os caps vão ser estourados, não faz sentido. Nova passiva. Suas habilidades dão dano adicional 3% nos seus alvos no máximo... Ah, já foi. Tá muito rápido. Queria um novo item para healers. Você tem 10 de roubo de vida, aumenta 50%, você fica com 15 e você ganha mais 5 de poder mágico. Ali, o Caio Andrade falou uma coisa diferente, ó. Aumenta 50% dos itens de roubo de vida e 100% do roubo de vida total que você tem. If the target has over 2,000 health, your basic attack bonus damage scales up, capping at 5% max health and 2,750 HP targets. Nova passiva do aqui. Os ataques básicos que você der no inimigo vão dar um dano equivalente a 3% do máximo HP do inimigo. Tá, e aí? Nova passiva por quê? So they were the tank shredder items we were talking about. The next one is, what was the next section you wanted to class? Movement speed. Movement speed. Entendi. Por que nova passiva? A passiva dele já não é parecida com essa?
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, they start because 500 start.
So yeah, tier 1 is going from 300 to 500.
That's the first one. We've not listed that yet on our
Ah,
section,
tá.
but I just wanted to...
Nova passiva.
When you add the blessing in, 700 gold for a blessing, 500 for boots.
Pô, mas...
tier 1, you've still
Amigo,
got,
tá errado isso aí.
200 gold
Get a couple potions.
Tá, mas eles tem a nova passiva que passou muito rápido e a gente não pôde ler ali.
So boots 1 are now 500 gold, but we're looking
Tá lá, é
at
aumentado
travelers boots
o
first.
custo de 1.400 para 1.600, adicionado 15 de MP5, aumentado o movimento speed 25%. Faz sentido agora usar essa bota, né? Não, tem a nova passiva da lâmina de Kim que eles passaram muito rápido, cara. Passiva dela, você ganha 20% adicional de movimento speed depois de sair da fonte. Esse efeito dura 7 segundos.
you could gain gold, but you didn't know exactly what targets you were
É como se você tivesse com a asa, né? Com aquela asa.
Mental counter in your head. And it also, especially with all the pacing changes that we wanted to do in Conquest, this extra spike of this gold that Guardians could earn.
Cara, vale a pena usar Talaria, eu acho, agora. Com mapa maior, né?
And so when we designed something like Guardian's Blessing, that was meant to be the kind of gold generator for the Guardians. Talaria's
Talvez dá pra usar.
gold anymore. So we've shifted it to the Go Fast Boots. Anyone can build this, so it's opened up to a whole bunch of different classes.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
It's very, I mean, I think they'll be very strong, but you do have to sacrifice specifically some power and some other things.
Yeah, you're losing like 30 power for Warrior Tabby.
Não, tem uma outra passiva da Lâmina de King que eles passaram muito rápido, galera, sério. É sério, não é só aquele 3% não, tem uma outra coisa lá que eles passaram muito rápido. É sério. Depois a gente vai ver no patch escrito, tem mais coisas sobre a Lâmina de King.
Right, we're already running late. If we read all of those changes, this would be insane. So you're going to see a lot of changes to boots, and the biggest ones are redesigns of Talarian Travelers.
Não era o preço, tem mais coisas sobre a Lâmina de King, galera. Que é uma nova passiva, não faz sentido eles colocarem nova passiva, só que se eles só nerfaram, entendeu? Suas habilidades dão bônus de dano durante um tempo de 30 mais 15% do seu poder físico em 2 segundos. Nossa senhora, a Nif... Caraca! Nif... Combates. Acho que até em Loki vai funcionar. Assassinos no geral que tem habilidade, o Thanatos vai ficar muito forte, Ratatosk vai ficar muito forte, Serker vai ficar muito forte. Como se fosse um pingente de safira na passiva de um item que dá penetração e poder. Como assim, cara?
Well, we're redesigning it, so you can forget it.
Never learned it because I never saw it.
It bailed you out at low health.
A new passive. While over 50% mana, you gain 10% cooldown reduction. But while under 50% mana, you gain 50 MP. 50 MP5 is a hell of a lot of MP5.
Quando você tem mais 50% de mana, você ganha 10% de redução de intervalo. Se você tem menos 50% de mana, você ganha 50 de MP5.
So you're gonna be at
Hércules vai ficar muito forte com isso. Sun Wukong vai ficar muito forte com isso. Os guerreiros, principalmente, vão ficar muito fortes com isso. A Basté vai ficar muito forte com isso. A Basté que gasta bastante mana vai poder usar esse item. E Shaivo. Nova passiva dela agora reduz o poder mágico em 15 por stack. Será que vai continuar a mesma passiva mais essa daí?
It's gonna do. Every successful basic attack increases your attack speed by 5% and reduces your opponent's attack speed by 5%.
Toda vez que você der um ataque bem sucedido, o ataque básico você vai ganhar um movimento speed de 5% e vai reduzir o movimento speed do oponente em 5% por 3 segundos.
And that's gonna be the silver branch bow. And the next item is gonna be Hive of Urchin.
This is an interesting one too.
Nossa, e Shaivo agora vale a pena, né, amiguinho? Agora eu vou usar Shaivo. Mentira. É legal, o Shaivo tá legal agora, viu? Mas não usaria, não. Você ganha 100 de HP. Ah, tá muito rápido, velho. Não sei porque que eles estão correndo com o Patch Note, é porque tem muita coisa, né? Já tem 1 hora e 15 de live.
5 times 20.
No, because it's every 3 seconds, does it every 30.
No, that's only one trigger.
Só que tá muito rápido, eles estão correndo muito com isso daí.
It does a shield amount.
We nerfed the protections per stack. This item was another snowball.
Oh, you're talking about the stacks. I'm talking about the...
No, we're talking about both. I'm just re-summarizing because we got lost in the maths there. The item has been nerfed per protections per stack because this was just the best protection items.
Autobalanceamento de todos os gods provavelmente. É, mas só que eles têm que apresentar o patch note não correndo da forma que eles estão correndo, né?
You still get stacks,
but less protections.
But you get a shield, right? Shield regens protection.
out of combat. It's an out of combat. It's a more if you want to pace out your your initiations more. So
Okay.
Good for it. That's actually pretty hard to stay out of combat for as long as it takes to regen this shield. Like it may sound very strong, but you really have to pace out when you're gonna dive. I mean, you can get if you start to clear jungle camps, you're gonna interrupt this a lot. So kind of getting that whole shield up is something that we want to take for the more calculated guardians.
Next up, hopefully less math involved. Talisman of Energy is the
This
next
one
one
does
on the
have
list.
less math.
There's some still.
This is a new item?
Talismã da Energia,
It is kind of new,
2250,
but
você
so
ganha
this one
50
was,
de
we had
proteção mágica e 300 de
kind of
HP.
worked roughly out last year, but we decided not to go forward with it. So some people down in mind saw this icon.
Podia ser uns 400, poderia, né? Mas tá bom 300 de HP, né?
2250 in terms of gold, 50 magical protection.
O importante é ter mais itens de defesa, que é bom pra mim. Conseguindo um kill ou uma assistência... tá, obrigado. Foi muito rápido. Galera, foi mal mesmo. Eu sou devagar pra ler essas paradas em inglês aí. Os caras estão passando muito rápido, velho.
Anything dying around you. They don't count as enemies, sorry. So
Technically they are enemies though.
Sure.
not in the rules of Smite. Humanoids, as we call them.
O destaque ali dá 1% de movimento speed, 1% de
So this
ataque
is a
speed
souped up war flag.
Yeah.
As a
e
magical, as a sort of aggressive or
5 de
hybrid
MP5 por
magical
stacks.
Ends up being 10%
Ok, não deixaram eu ler.
For your whole team, if they're near you, if you clear a wave, you get 6% to everybody right around you. So you can use
Chama o
this
Hubble pra traduzir. Não, eu sei traduzir, o problema é que, tipo, tá muito
kind
rápido.
of aura item. This is kind of the
Não dá pra ler, não dá
They
tempo
play
de
test
ler o
when
que tá
people build
ali.
it.
Agora eles
It's
ficam
showered
parados aí, a segunda parte do item eles pulam rapidão. Ganhei o mineiro hoje.
Next up on the list
E aí,
is
login.
Thebes.
Pô, queria.
Thebes is going to have some adjustments. Increased cost, first of all.
Manopla de Tebas, aumentado o custo de 2.150 para 2.400, diminuído o HP de 300 para 200. Como assim, cara? Nova passiva. Para cada assistência de minion na lane... Eita, caiu a live deles, não é possível.
We're giving
Ok,
this
já foi.
more selfish protections for the Guardian,
Mas
but
você ganha
also have the
stacks ali,
ability
né?
to have to really commit to
No dia do
the
meu nível
Guardian
ainda,
dungeons.
parabéns,
Only
cara.
assists.
It's hard, it's only assists.
Yeah.
You have to really
O
buy it
Smite
early
de
and
testes
then
você
stack
baixa
it.
no
Playing as a
Google,
sport
você
to
digita
really
Smite
understand.
PTS.
Really, we're just pacing it out better, as opposed to providing too much of an early power spike. We had to nerf it this season. So instead, we've created this new identity for a Guardian item. We've been wanting to do something like this for a really long time.
Sure.
A lot of players
Multiple seasons.
have had feedback like this. A Guardian item that you, a tier 3,
Pessoal
you
da
actually
meta vai
stack
ficar
when you do
louco.
Watchers and Lonos to really assist.
Ah, mas agora
and you
tem
get paid off
tudo
immediately.
mudado, agora são novas metas que eles vão ter que criar.
If you complete this item, you're going to
Salve
have
T.
a lot of
Daniel.
protections now. Yeah, and you're going to be giving that aura to your team in a very powerful way.
Okay, Oni Hunter's Garb is the next one on the docket. New passive. When 3 or more enemy gods are within 55 units of you, you gain a
Quando 3 ou mais inimigos tiverem uma unidade 55 de você, você vai ganhar 5% de mitigação.
And the
Okay.
word was also kind of
Armadura do Oni lá.
You had to trigger it off a certain not being around you. Now it just triggers for having people around you. So if we're playing aggressively into an enemy team.
Right. So anytime you dive the enemy
3% de mitigação.
Spectral Armor.
Passivo. Não, 5%, né? Tô ficando louco.
And a new passive.
Armadura espectral. Eita, a live tá dando pau, velho.
If critical strikes deal 50% bonus damage to you instead of 100% bonus damage to you.
It's the anti-crit item.
Yep.
People have been asking for this
Críticos
for a
dão
while.
50% de...
Doesn't fear anymore?
Does not
It's
fear.
dispatch.
No fear. Yeah, that's gone.
Okay.
We found that a little bit effective but frustrating.
Críticos dão
So, this
50%
is the
de
anti-crit
bônus
armor.
dano,
It
o
is
quê?
strictly, worse as far as just general physical protection.
But
But
deal
if
with
there's,
crit.
if
Critical
there's someone really
strikes.
going crit, it
Dell.
evens out.
Dá, 50% de bônus.
Geb on this is like, can almost
Damage.
become uncrittable.
Yeah.
That's cool. Cursed Ankh Upgrade is the next thing on here. And
Não
it's
entendi
three
aquela
of the
passiva
debuffs
ali.
that
Alguém
increase
traduz pra
armor
mim?
cost and cooldown. So not many people were really using that, but I thought it was a very, very strong opportunity.
One
Now
Cow.
applies a new curse effect. If you are healed by
50% de dano bônus em ti ao invés de 100%.
20% more damage from all
Ah,
sorts
reduz o
of
crítico em
effects.
50%.
So wait, if
See
I-
that face?
if my
Vai chegar no
teammate
PTS
heals
que
me
dia?
and I'm
While you're
debuffed,
cursed, yeah.
but
Yeah.
what if he's a noob? That's not my fault. He's a
Não
noob. He healed me
sabemos.
when I didn't want to get
Well, he
healed.
healed you, so use that health
Stay
to
away
get
from
out.
him. Yeah, I don't know. We were only doing a couple relic changes.
Okay.
We were feeling really good about relics. But
Você
there's a
viu a
couple
nova
upgrades
meta
that
onde o
didn't
sub
feel
fica
like
com
they had
mid?
some bugs in the upgrade. So
Eu
this was
tô
one
jogando
people
esses
really
dias e
weren't
tem sido
prioritizing the
assim,
upgrade,
cara.
wanted
Tem
that
sido
to
muito
happen.
ruim, pra falar a verdade.
We also wanted to just look at a couple relics at a couple nerfs, but there's not going to see that many changes. So
So you take increase damage with this upgrade if you
Outdoors deveria bloquear
Right,
escape,
and that
sim.
lasts for the same duration.
Então o Gab vai
So
reduzir
if you
100% do
are
crítico?
cursed for
Não, não é
5 seconds
100%.
and you only get healed the last second, you're only
O Gab reduz
increased
20%.
damage for
O
1%.
crítico bate
So you
20%.
got relics, there's
Se
the
eu não
next
me
one.
engano.
This is a big one, guys. Get ready
Oh,
for this.
yes, rest in peace.
Hand of the gods.
Mão dos deuses. Foi removida?
It's over.
Não, cara, nada a ver, velho.
It's over.
So, Hand of the Gods was a really tough relic to balance. It was kind of always designed as this idea to have
Aí carga no
generators
jogo,
and
tá ligado?
scenarios.
No LoL
We
tem um
just
tal do
didn't see it
Smite, é
happening, but
Smite que
anytime
chama
there
lá,
was
né?
that,
No
it was
Smite
used
não
to
tem
just spam on
nada.
jungle boss clear or invade
Yep.
clear, which was neither of those scenarios were very fun from most players' perspective, most pros. So the item really wasn't, the relic was not fulfilling its goals in either direction, so it is just bye-bye.
Okay, that's it for Hand of the Gods. Shield of Thorns is the final relic in this section.
Sem
If you want Delta,
Thorns.
50 times your level damage while this effect
Cara, não
is
existe
active.
isso, não ter
Shield of Thorns
item
will
pra
end.
você roubar
This applies
objetivos,
to both
cara.
this and the upgrade. So really this
O
just
item é o
prevents
item
those
pra você
extreme
fazer a
scenarios where
selva
you
com
can
maior
survive a certain
facilidade.
amount of damage. If there's gonna have a cap now.
Right.
E
Okay, so
eles
it's
tiraram,
like
ninguém
the
usava ela, ninguém usava porque eles não souberam fazer o item, balancear o
And we'll be
item.
looking at this number really closely.
Porque a mão
This
dos
is
deuses é
this is a
tipo,
kind of tough one to calculate.
é um item
We'll
que
see it in
você tem que
practice, if players
utilizar,
are actually
cara.
achieving it
Tem
in
que
that
existir
early and
num
counterplaying
jogo
it
de
that way,
MOBA, tá
or if it's
ligado?
still lasting
Pra
for
dar a
the whole time,
oportunidade
when
do
it
mais
comes
fraco
down.
fazer
That's
uma
how we
jogada
wanna-
interessante
how we
pra
wanna
roubar o
balance
objetivo.
Okay. So that's it for the item section.
E aí
Because
simplesmente não tem
there's
o
a
item,
lot
tá
more.
ligado?
There's still more to come.
Go read
I
it
wanna
all.
make
Papai
sure
Nico perdeu
you're
bastante
very,
coisa,
very
cara.
aware of this as well. Twitter and Reddit will be live all the time after the show with patch notes.
É o item que dá a oportunidade do mais fraco fazer o objetivo e roubar. Não vai ter mais roubo de objetivo da forma como que tinha. Já não tinha nessa temporada porque eles nerfaram o item. Mas tem que ter, cara.
And have a look at some of these skins while these guys go and get some of those questions answered. We'll be back in a second.
Eles vão voltar já já mostrando mais novidades. Mas tem que ter, cara. Eu não sei como é que ela funciona exatamente no LoL, mas se chama Smite lá, né? Smite. Smite. Ah, tem que ter. Como assim eles vão abandonar o item, velho?
And we're back with Tina and Chuck. How you guys doing?
Very well.
I didn't get to see the video because Tina was busy hitting me with her headset.
Sorry.
Just to start the day off.
Just
Well,
heard the guitar.
Normally we leave the skins to the end, but we thought because we're going to go through.
Talvez seja pra tornar o roubo mais agressivo e disputado, mas não existe
Show
isso,
those
cara.
skins in game before we go straight back to looking at the god balance changes that are going to be going in as well before the end of it. We
It
should
was a lot of numbers.
There was a
I
few
was getting
numbers.
sleepy.
There was a few numbers. That's why you guys you're here for comic relief now.
A mão dos deuses é um recurso que tem. Não chama mão dos deuses, né? Mas enfim.
I thought we were
Count on
here
us, dude.
for our expertise.
Oh, that too.
No LoL, o famoso golpear.
You can
Não
try
é
it.
Smite?
We'll
Me
start
falaram
things
errado,
off
então.
with Star Salvager Scardy.
Agora eles vão ficar mostrando as skins, é
I
isso?
heard a lot about one of the jokes in this or something that you made a mistake, right?
Yeah, I did. I was supposed to say another man's trash is my kind of treasure, and instead I wrote another man's junk is my kind of treasure. And
That's better.
I know.
Was that a too bad to
Smite é igual golpear no
it
LoL.
was a too bad change moment, so I got rid of it.
It looks so
Desculpe,
good. It
galera,
looks like it's in digital
desculpe.
format right now, where it's
He
like, okay,
is.
it's uploading.
Eu achava
right
que o
now.
item se chamava Smite, entendeu? É
It's
tipo,
Hologram.
em qualquer versão do LoL. Não tinha uma tradução pro item, tá
Have you got
ligado?
the sound, by the way? Not sure.
Desculpe, achei que tinha um item chamado golpear, porque tipo, no LoL tem uns nomes estranhos, mordidinha flamejante, umas porra assim.
Obviously, we're not in the usual setting we would normally
Foi
be,
mal,
but man,
desculpa.
they're making things work.
Não repito isso. Quando vai chegar pro Xbox
So the whole design of this
esse
is kind of
patch?
intergalactic.
Tem data ainda
star
não.
traveling.
Yeah, she's,
Yes.
you know, yeah,
E aí,
she's kind of a
Tsumazaki?
She
space
likes
traveler who collects stuff and makes robot
for junk.
dogs and gadgets. She's got gadgetry.
Yeah.
All her abilities are space gadgetry based now.
And there's a look at that one. Now we should be able to
Existem
hear
três
the voice
smites,
back
o
as
azul
well
que dá
with this.
lentidão, o vermelho que dá dano e o verdadeiro e o verde. Eu não sei, eu não jogo LOL, galera. Pra mim, eu achava que o nome do item era Smite, tipo, em qualquer versão, seja portuguesa, inglesa, etc e tal. Aí o cara falou golpear. Falei, pô, pode ser um outro item, porque, tipo, tem umas coisas estranhas no LOL chamada mordidinha flamejante, como é que é? Tem uns negócios, uns nomes estranhos.
Okay, that's the Scardy one. We'll move
E aí eu
swiftly
pensei,
along
pô,
now
pode ser
to
que exista um item
Smite,
chamado
both listed
golpear
by
mesmo,
female.
tá ligado? E aí tio Kiyoshi, beleza? E deve realmente existir,
Like, I
tipo,
really
deve ser
like- I saw
escrito
the
lá,
little
golpear o
animation we
nome
got
do
earlier
item, tá
on,
ligado?
It looks fantastic with this. What's the hottest thing with this?
Rabadão.
I mean, putting a lot of armor on
Umas
somebody that
paradas
doesn't
assim.
have a lot of armor, helmets and all that.
Você vai jogar no
stuff is
PTS
really
pra...
tricky.
Já dá pra atualizar ele.
I'm very confused
Mas já tá essa atualização no PTS?
because we saw the
Mordidinha
lance in the card
flamejante.
Oh, she's holding it upside down.
Yeah, she had it the other
Okay.
way around. That's why she, 'cause she
I
put
was
it in
like,
the ground.
what?
Yeah,
Looks so dinky.
But now she's in like attack mode.
Yes.
You know? She
Alright,
attack
I
and she
got it.
defend.
I got it now.
with the
See what's
shield.
happening.
It makes a lot of sense. There's the dash. Oh, the dash was nice.
Tem uns nomes bem genéricos as paradas do LoL.
Reach is so important. I bet you can't show the ult, can you? You didn't think of that, did you, Pon? Silly Pon. Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, he's really quick. Was that an eagle?
I think so. Do it again, Pon.
On the... Yeah, I see it.
Comprável
Right,
essa
Eagle
skin
comes down as
dela.
well. Now she comes with
Será?
a voice pack too, so we should take a quick listen there.
Woohoo! Woohoo! You fight extraordinarily! Astounding! I fight with pride. You have sealed your fate. Why did the knight run about shouting for a can opener? He had a bee in his suit.
Será que esse ano eles vão lançar a deusa gorda?
French now.
Finalmente.
Yeah, I was going for a Joan of Arc.
That makes
sort of
sense.
thing.
She's very good at losing. 'Cause she's
Deve ser baú? Eu acho que é ticket da temporada, não tenho certeza não.
I mean, I have to. Demonic Thanatos is the next one. Now, this one is. Explain this to me, Chuck, because, like, obviously, it is the evolved form to an extent of a previous game we've had,
Yes, it is.
but it doesn't change.
No. So lots of people have, you know,
É, deusa
really
gorda, por
had
que não?
interest in getting a hold of Angelic Thanatos. We
Nunca
can't
terá deusa
do
gorda.
that,
Mano, vai
guys,
ter deusa gorda,
because
você
of the
vai ter
way
que
the
engolir
Oz
isso que você
structure
acabou de
works.
dizer, cara.
But, you know, we made like kind
Meu
of
sonho é
like
ter uma
super
deusa gorda no
inverted
jogo.
homage skin.
Que item que diminui o dano crítico em 50 vai ferrar a Artemis. Ah, mas já ninguém joga de Artemis mesmo, então ela já tá ferrada.
I believe there's some tech that's been put into this skin that is also
Enfim.
going to be put into the angelic one too.
Yeah, so we added this setup like Discordia and Soul and some other guys have, where if you're moving forward for a while, they switch over to a different animation grouping for moving, which is a flying. That was my tweet, by the way, the skull the other week.
É uma pena o Thanatos ser tão ruim, cara.
See the skull for the execute.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That looks really cool.
It's pretty intense. He's got like a very super Castlevania kind of vibe that I've really been enjoying.
Achei que gorda era o nome, não o atributo. Não.
So we run through the
Voodoo vai ter
evolution,
gordas.
and
Ah lá,
obviously
o
the
pessoal
old
falando.
scythe as well. Does this have a VGS? Or am I making that up? Did I hear it had a special emote?
The XG? I don't believe so. I think the thing that we added was the
Oh.
yeah.
Hello.
I think the thing that we added
Eu
was
tinha
the
que bufar o
additional flight
Thanatos.
thing. Pon, can you move
Gotcha.
forward for a while without doing anything else?
Ele precisa de um teleporte na foice. Aí sim ele vira um deus jogável, na minha opinião.
I don't know. I've
Eu
done
não
that
acho que o
yet.
Thanatos seja ruim, só é difícil de jogar. É ruim
Oh,
sim,
yeah.
cara. Late game dele não
I don't
existe.
know what's going on.
Okay.
I don't
É um
see
personagem
the
sem
tra-
recurso no late game, você tem que colocar defesa nele pra poder usar ult pra matar os caras.
Don't use the word anything. That's
Sorry,
a bad
sorry.
word. Don't.
Apologies.
we're
Ele
on the
precisa
internet
de
here.
algum
Apologies.
escape, alguma
They
forma de
just-
fazer alguma
They can
coisa.
add anything.
That's true.
You see.
Girar, porque se ele cair no meio de uma teamfight no late game, ele não faz
No, it's
nada.
not you. I don't care about you.
Yeah, but it's
I
on
just
my
don't want to
head.
get a lot of tweets.
It's on my head because like well Hindu said. And I was
All
like,
right,
well, Hindu's
cool.
an idiot.
I'll just blame
That's
Hindu.
blame
That's
me,
a
it's
good
fine.
strategy. Yeah.
Nerfar o
Feel
Thanatos,
pretty good
Alright,
about that.
that's the demonic Thanatos, and we've got
ele
Kill,
voando
Raven,
na 2
Oregon.
dele.
Oh, sorry, the voice pack for Thanatos. My bad.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ele já é OP. No early, dando TP na foice seria muito OP. É claro que eles vão balancear o personagem, né, galera? Calma, não é assim. Se você vai dar uma habilidade pro personagem, você balanceia as habilidades. Você não precisa deixar ele da forma com que ele tá. Mas ele não... Ele é um personagem que tem um early game muito forte. Chega no mid e late game ele não faz nada, tá ligado? Então ele precisa ser modificado. A galera acha que ele é forte e tudo mais, mas ele é um personagem forte pra quem é noob, né? Vamos falar a verdade. Ele não é um jungler que... Enfim, né? Ele tem um começo de jogo muito acelerado, você vai pegando kill aqui, pega kill ali, porque ele dá muito dano no começo de jogo. Mas depois ele cai muito na partida. Mas essa é a característica dele, ser um God early game. O problema é que ele não faz nada no late game, o Ryodan. É isso que eu tô querendo, tipo, que eu tô tentando modificar pro personagem ser um personagem pra poder fazer alguma coisa. Você não pode ter um personagem que tem um começo de jogo tão forte quanto o dele e no final de jogo não fazer nada, tá ligado? Existe um personagem que é fraco no early e late, mas é forte no mid? Não, porque o mid ele já é a transição pro late game, né, cara? Então não existe um personagem forte no mid e no late fraco. Se ele é forte no mid e no late, ele vai ser forte também. Fenrir é um god forte no early, mas no late ele faz algo, porque ele tanca. E ele tem escape, o Thanatos não tem. E por isso o Thanatos não consegue fazer nada no late game. A partir do momento que você tem no late game um personagem que não tem uma mobilidade tão boa quanto o Thanatos, ele vira uma presa fácil para qualquer outro personagem que tenha bastante dano. Então pensa, se você tem um Thanatos que no early game consegue executar, consegue fazer várias coisas, imagina ele no late tomando um crítico de um caçador. Imagina ele no late brigando contra uma Kali, entendeu? Então ele não tem condições de fazer alguma coisa. Se ele entra numa teamfight, ele toma controle e o que ele faz, entendeu? Infelizmente não tem como fazer nada. Ele poderia ter algum outro atributo que desse a ele condições de jogar, porque o que você menos vê no jogo é um Thanatos fazendo a selva, jogando. E quando você vê, aquele Thanatos vai pegar 10 kills no começo de partida e no final de partida vai ficar tentando executar o adversário. Aí ele tem que colocar defesa para ele poder cair na teamfight. A Arachne é boa em todos os momentos do jogo, o problema é que ela é papel. É porque ela é single target, né? Se você tem um personagem single target, você... Não, o Bakasura é forte no mid pro late. No early ele não é forte. Ele depende muito de ataque speed, o Bakasura. Por isso tem Forge, Azir e Katana que é pra ele. Ah, mano, não existe, velho. Velho, olha a conquista, velho. Você só olha a conquista. Olha a conquista e vê se tem Thanatos sendo jogado. Não tem, cara. Quando tem Thanatos é conquista de noob, porque não existe, velho. Thanatos não funciona em conquista. Você vai ver late game, é absurdo, o Thanatos não faz nada.
We're going to address a few key categories, just like we did in items. We're going to look at some mage changes, because they got a lot of changes in their items. We're going to look at some gods that were just clearly overperforming at the end of last season. And we're going to look at a couple gods that are just clearly underperforming, or ones that might end up with some map buffs, I guess. Yeah. So really, we didn't want to do too many of these map buffs.
Não existe late game no Thanatos, cara. Não tem. Mas na arena o Thanatos é absurdo, mas a gente tá falando de um MOBA que o foco é a conquista, né, cara? Você não pode balancear o jogo pela arena, tipo, é bizarro. Ver o Mitimu jogando com Thanatos. Ah, mano, mas aí até eu posso pegar e dar pentakill de Vamana e falar que o Vamana é bom. A gente tá falando sobre o personagem em si, a gente não tá falando sobre o jogador. Um jogador bom, você dá um personagem pra ele, ele vai dominar aquele personagem e jogar bem com ele. Isso daí não quer dizer nada. Agora, eu tô querendo dizer a questão do personagem em relação aos outros personagens. Você vê um late game de um personagem que tem escape com um Thanatos, não tem nem como comparar, tá ligado? O Thanatos não faz nada. E aí vai no Vídeo, beleza? Sirius fala muito, meu Deus, assiste outra live, cara, eu tô aqui pra falar. Entendi, porque você, gente falando que Thor não era nada em Conquista. Eu nunca falei que Thor não é nada em Conquista, inclusive pra mim Thor é um dos melhores assassinos, cara. Bufaram a Scylla, vamos ver o que eles vão bufar. Scylla, tô ficando louco. Mano, tá muito rápido isso, tipo, ok, né? Todos os magos têm a sua proteção mágica escaladas de 0.9 por level. Ok.
This is also a very core component in Guardians versus Mages.
That's what I was going to say. Guardians versus Mages, obviously Guardians are very strong at dealing with Mages because they can get dive it, no magical protection.
So we want to give Mages really stood no chance against Guardians in many scenarios previous to this, but now they'll have a few more options. They'll be a little harder to kill by Guardians, and they'll have a little more options like the Tank Shredders to
okay. Themselves. Well, we're going to go through some of the changes that we've done. These ones are based off Season 4 Balance Worlds, first of all, from Hire's Expo. We'll start things off with Moose and Carb. Hives,
we've
first of all.
Do the HRX nerfs.
Yeah, we've got to do some changes to these.
Cadê o buff no Guanyu?
Yes.
Tinha que ter mesmo. Movimento speed pra ele. Vamos em Cabe. Diminuído o ataque speed de buff de 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% para 10, 15, 20, 25, 30%. Caguei e andei. O Zecabe vai continuar sendo um personagem ruim. Não, Thor é um personagem, é um dos personagens mais fortes em Conquista em qualquer modo, porque o kit de habilidade dele é muito interessante. Você tem teleporte que atravessa a parede, você tem barreira, você tem dano em área, você tem ultimate que pode executar um gank, então é um personagem muito forte, cara. O Shulain reduzido o HP 5 de 9 para 7, ok. Não é um nerf tão grande assim. Nossa, aumentado o cooldown de 90 para 100. Isso é um nerf bacana. Podia ser 110. Eu acho que seria bem melhor. Podia ser 110, eu ia rir pra caramba. Fafnir. Aumentar. Diminuído a duração do stun de 1.5 para 1 segundo. Eita porra. Se bem que o stun dele durava bastante. Cara, eu já tomei muito stun de Fafnir que eu falei assim, mano, não tá normal isso daqui. Acho que é justo. É justo.
Yeah, and he has lots of unique elements, right? Which he didn't need that single player lockdown as well. Like he's already got the AoE stim, or just the single player team stim, and he's also relatively evasive.
Acho que o Zeus tem um teleporte igual ao do Shaq na 2 dele. Não, o Zeus ele tem que voltar a ter a velocidade de movimento e defesa. Raijin, nerfado, graças a Deus. Quero ver esses trouxas jogar de Raijin. Mudaram alguma coisa na Nox? Não mostrou nada ainda não.
So the first target takes more damage, the others not so much, so it's not going to be as effective to clear the way.
Right. Okay. Taking his lane clear down, he's got so much team fight impact that, and his lane clear was also too good. So these both strictly making
5.000 a mais de dano atrás do inimigo, caraca.
Right. Whoever was
What the fuck, velho?
Will take more, but everybody else will take half.
I'm finding 60%. Tycho drums is the last one, increased cooldown from
E aí, Grom? Que isso, cara? Você adora minha sinceridade? Eu sou sincero, hein, cara. Sou sincero. E aí, Agor, rainha, beleza? Vai cagar, Luiz. Havana, diminuído o HP base? Não. De 470 para 450, vai mudar nada.
saw a big nerf there.
Yeah, he was very aggressive early on.
Agora
He
sim, ó.
effectively, he ganked very effectively, and it was hard to push him out because he got so much damage mitigation.
Diminuído o dano mitigado que ele ganha de 20, 25, 30, 35, 40% para 10, 15, 20, 25, 30%. É um nerf considerável no Ravana, viu? Mapa novo é bom? É, legal. É um nerf considerável no Ravana. Os Ravaninha na jungle aí estão ferrados. Salve Tsumaki. Ó, movimento speed. Agni, Ares, Ribô, Hela, Kepri, Ra, Scylla e Mir. Não vão aumentar o speed da Scylla, não é possível, né? Não pode. A Scylla tem teleporte, cara. A Scylla tem teleporte, ela não pode aumentar o speed dela, não pode aumentar o speed do Agni, não pode aumentar o speed de Ribô porque ele tem o tapete. Se aumentar o speed do Ymir, então, mano, ferrou, porque tipo, ele vai ficar correndo atrás de você na selva igual idiota. E aí, Yoda? Falei, Marcílio. Você acha que deveria nerfar Serquer? Deveria sim. Decoy do Loki. Diminuído o cooldown de 14 para 12 segundos, aumentado o dano de 75, 125, 175, 225, 275, 90, 140, 190, 240, 290. Tá bom, vai aumentar o farm dele. Eu tiraria o decoy para minha habilidade paia, mudaria esse decoy aí e colocaria uma habilidade à distância que você pudesse acertar o adversário, que ele jogasse as adagas dele no adversário à distância, seria bem legal. Pra que decoy? Decoy é a habilidade mais inútil do jogo, velho, na moral. Só serve pra farmar.
Dart increased cooldown from 12 seconds to 14 seconds, and Acorn Blast, the mana has increased on this from 60 flat to
aumentado o cooldown do
I guess it's because of a semi-globe.
Well, Pon was pretty passionate about this one as we try, and this is like an example for how we're going to move forward with this. So, for Smite Season 5 balance, especially in the new map, we want to be very aware of mobility.
Decoy é muito ruim, cara.
Specifically, we targeted Ratatosker because he had
agora não tem como counterar o Loki. Como assim não tem como counterar um Loki, velho?
From the map, which is so he had like 3 advantages in this new map, where most gods only have like 2.
Sure.
So we're taking him down first. We're going to continue looking at gods like this, and one of the things we'll probably be doing in a lot of cases if we see this is increase the cooldown of leaps and dashes. So if we see specific gods, Willix, Suku or something, if she's over.
Decoy é o clone dele, sim.
Cooldown up a couple seconds. This is something we want to do as we go forward, though. So we're not doing this just on every single fast character in the game right now.
Sure.
We know we were pretty certain that Ratatosker was going to be very strong.
Him being able to buy his Acorn out in the middle
Se pelo menos você pudesse explodir o decoy na hora que você quisesse, né, cara?
So we'll be looking at that as we go forward. So
você poderia usar ele para bater no adversário, mas não.
We'll see, and we think, you know, overall, as a whole, at making leaps and dashes have a little bit longer cooldown on certain gods that need it will be a good thing for players all over the game. Those are very powerful abilities. You don't want, you know, free escapes. We want you to really think about it when you use those types of abilities. So overall, I think it'll have a positive effect going forward.
Loki na jungle, será que rola? O farm é muito devagar do Loki na jungle. Se para ele ser jungle, ele precisa farmar mais rápido. Quando vem a Season 5? A partir do dia 30. Nike. Nike agora é imune a Noback.
Yeah, so Nike is an interesting one. We've been trying to convey this to the community that she is one of the strongest gods in the game. Undeniably so. Okay. She is extremely, since forever. Yeah. But we still get constant.
Acho que era melhor de mais uma invisibilidade para ele, tipo, quando ele colocasse o decoy ele ficasse invisível de novo. Aí seria penoso. PTS já tá on? Beleza. Falei água rainha, beleza. O que acontece com a Heres é que eles não sabem balancear os deuses, sempre deixam muito fracos ou muito fortes. Tu acha Ratatosk bom? Vale a pena comprar? Vale a pena comprar sim, é legal. Vai pro PTS depois da live? Não sei, o PTS tá atualizando já.
something people expect from these type of abilities in Smite anyway. It kind of felt strange, felt odd.
Sure.
But then take her damage down a little bit, see if this makes
A Nike agora fica imune a Nobex, né?
And then see where she falls. She very likely might need more nerfs, which I know, I'm sorry, you guys think I'm crazy for that, but she's just absolutely.
O que isso vai mudar no gameplay? Deixa eu pensar.
We've written it, we've messaged it, we've talked about it everywhere, so we're going to finally talk about it here too. She is extremely good. I'm sorry that you asked for buffs and we can't give those to you.
Ansioso pelo vídeo de rotação dos Serious. Ficam há umas 2 semanas testando o mapa pra ver como é que vai ser.
And her average damage over the course of a game, especially in games where we don't actually expect that she's getting interrupted that often, is going significantly down.
Okay. Right. After Nike, we're going to talk about Toth, hieroglyphic.
Decoy do Loki desce o mesmo controle que a habilidade de discórdia. Pô, seria legal mesmo, viu? Dar um taunt, né? Porque na verdade o decoy dele é pra chamar a atenção do adversário. Deveria dar um taunt no adversário sim, cara. Ela fica imune ao no-back. Olha, os caras estão bufando o Tot, velho. Que de burros isso aí. Esse personagem é ruim. De Nike tinha muitos Warriors na solo com no-cap, que cortava um dela. Mas quantos Warriors tem no-cap? Vamana, Hércules. Quem mais tem no-cap? Shaq na ult?
Yeah, so his healing actually scales. It was a flat. It was a
Sun
flat heal
Wukong?
before, and this really comes off a change that we made really early season 4, where he was really strong. We changed the healing so that it only worked single off gods. And
Tira no back.
when you did with
No
the
back,
minions.
né?
And then since then we saw him really struggle. We made a few adjustments to try and bring him back. None of them really impacted him enough to kind of bring him back into solo lane. We didn't see him very often in a lot of competitive settings. And so now we're looking to bring back a little bit more of his healing that really did bring him low before. We don't want to bring back all of it because it was frustrating to fight him just healing him to full.
Sure.
So now, with his normal build, he's going to get a little bit of additional scaling. And if he really
Você não sabe jogar de Tot, ele é muito bom. Ele é ruim, te falo isso pelo conhecimento de jogo que eu tenho, não é porque eu não sei jogar com ele que eu não posso dizer que ele seja ruim, não. Ele é ruim sim, sabe por quê? Porque não é um personagem de habilidades imediatas. Se você joga um MOBA onde o seu personagem precisa dar um dash para poder stunar o adversário, você tá errado. Eu sou bom de... Eu sou bom... Deixa eu ver um personagem que ninguém gosta de jogar, que seja horrível, tipo... Mas bem que todos eu acho legal, tirando o Tot. Qual personagem que todo mundo acha ruim que eu gosto de jogar? Eu sou bom de Sun Wukong e sei que o personagem é ruim aí. Sei que o Sun Wukong só serve pra tancar e eu consigo dar dano com ele. Olha só que interessante. Eu sei que o Sun Wukong precisa de buff. Eu sei que ele não dá muito dano, mas eu consigo dar muito dano com ele e eu consigo tancar com ele. Mas eu sei que o personagem é ruim, cara, precisa de melhorias. E aí? Isso não muda nada, entendeu? Uma coisa é você gostar de jogar com o personagem, dar pentakill e tudo mais, outra coisa é o personagem ser realmente ruim, cara. Quando vai começar a ter update nas builds com os novos itens em breve. Tem que estudar agora os itenzinhos e tudo mais. Isis precisa de buff na ult. Eu não digo nem na ult, eu acho que a Isis precisa de buff na velocidade de movimento dela. E também ela precisa de buffzinho na habilidade número 3 dela, aumentar o raio daquele silence lá pra deixar ela personagem realmente bom. Você é bom de Sun Wukong? Você não é bom com nenhum God, cara. Tu é um merda. Obrigado. Vindo de alguém chamado Lucas Craft, eu só posso imaginar que você tenha 5 anos de idade e jogue Minecraft. Dano no modificado Anubis. Será? Cara com o nick de Lucas Craft me xingando, velho. Olha isso. Porra.
But do you
Jungler's
know, the thing
Blessing.
is, we don't know what the
Como é que
icons
pode,
Solo
velho?
Lane Blessing.
No, but we don't know what the icons are going to be.
Guardian Blessing.
O Lucas
We
escreve.
know Hunter's Blessing, but we think it's Assassin's Blessing.
No, that's when we blame the
Ai,
count.
não, olha os canais que ele
That's
assiste
the
aqui, ó.
item.
Meu
So this is what
Deus
happens
do
when you see an
céu.
item. I'll give you a perfect example. What's an item?
O cara segue
You're
canal
not
Baby Fun
magic power
Learning,
reduction on runic shields.
Smart Kids One Plus,
No,
Kayvon
let's-
Toys
runic shield
Reviews.
season 4. You can actually tell me how much magical power reduces players by, right?
Off the top of my head, forget it.
But
Ai,
when you see
meu
it built
Deus
in
do
the Conquest
céu,
game, you go,
velho.
alright, so we see the runic shield being
you
built by
know
this
his
character.
secret.
Jelly
It's
Clash,
nice
velho.
because it lowers the amount of magical power. And then Pecky's or Ranjan mouses over it, you go, 40 power! That's exactly what we're talking about.
Is it 40 power?
Yes.
Meu
And you pretend like
Deus,
you do it.
Everson Zói, canal Canalha,
That's how you do it, baby.
That-
Call me
Whindersson
casting. If you want
Nunes,
casting lessons, holler at me on Twitter.
Fleur,
Whatever DM's charging minus $10, I'll
Muçulmano
So we got
Game,
5.1 playtest going on.
BRKS Edu, velho.
Neither of you worth about that amount of money. I don't even know why you both think that's going to be
Como
So, the
assim?
reason we're still on air right now with me and
Luca
F-Box is
Muriçoca,
because
mano, na
playtest
moral, vai
is
fazer xixi na
not
cama,
our
cara.
world's clients.
Vai trocar as fraldas,
It's
criança.
our world's clients.
Dá
It's
licença,
we
meu.
actually have to test just like you guys at home would. So if
Felipe
you're gonna
Neto, o cara segue uns canal de kids, velho. Ó, desculpa se você é kid e segue meu canal. Mentira, eu gosto de você, você é legal. Seus melhores picks são Isis e Odin. Não, meu melhor pick é Basté, Jungle, Aput na solo, Sylvano suporte, embora eu odeie jogar de Sylvano, mas eu jogo bem Sylvano suporte. Mid de Shaq é um pick que eu tô adicionando aí na minha jogabilidade agora, o mid de Shaq sinistrão. Howie na dual lane, ADcaster, boladão. E é isso, são os meus melhores picks. E aí, Samuel, beleza? O que você acha da Discord? Eu acho legal, cara, acho bem legal. Cadê os moderadores pra linkar alguns caras aqui que só ficam falando palavrão? Me explica como baixar o Smite PTS com a nova atualização. Vai no Google e digita Smite PTS.
I've sat here for an hour and 45 minutes reading out those notes. That's not even the full notes. Can you imagine if the full notes were here?
So there's Warrior's Blessing.
Yeah.
Salve,
And
Lari.
there's Jungler's Blessing.
Assassin's Blessing.
Assassin's Blessing.
Yeah.
And there's Mage's Blessing.
Yes.
Hunter Blessing.
Yes.
Guardian Blessing.
Correct. There is 5 blessings.
Got it. See? I did it. Got it. Done. I'll see
What are
you
the
guys later.
blessings? What are the blessings
O
going to
que
be?
tá rolando ali, mano? O que estão filmando esse cara?
We were talking about casting it earlier, so you must know what it is.
I knew what it was in
E aí,
2013.
Hamels. Ah, mas eu mudei a jogabilidade de personagem. Eu jogo bem de Odin também, jogo bem de Isis ainda.
Actually, I'm really proud. You know how you know when you go to visit your profile on
This feels longer than 3 minutes. I'm
it's a
just
lot,
saying.
but welcome to production.
We used to.
Sorry, that's why we're zoomed in.
Me
'cause I got
recomendou
a
comprar
background.
Odin. Compre Odin, Odin é
What's
legal.
it called? I completely forgot what I was gonna say.
Porque Hades em arena é ruim, porque ele ulta e morre. E aí, Gromp, beleza?
I forgot what I was gonna say, by the way.
I don't even know what you were talking about. I kind of switch off most of the time when you speak anyway.
What was I talking about?
You were talking
Eu
about
jogo bem de
offering
espectador.
lessons for cheaper than DM.
No,
Tem algum deus que tu joga mal? Tem vários deuses que eu jogo mal.
Throw me in a bus.
Yeah, no. That was a good one. It was really good.
Pom-pom is why is pom-pom?
Cê acha que deveriam mexer no Camazotes? Não acho que tem mexer no Camazotes. Ele tá bom do jeito que ele tá.
So, anyway, let's get serious for a
Oh, I
minute.
wanted somebody to charge my phone because I wanted to.
Tá bem legal do jeito que ele tá o Camazotes.
What you must
Eu não gosto de jogar com ele,
real
mas
talk,
é
one of the
legal.
most exciting things about season 5 is the fact that we're giving the people what they want. Like a lot of times, and that sounds really glib, but a lot of times, players, I'm trying to be inoffensive here. Players request things and they don't know what they want. Not
They
because
think they want.
Exactly, they think they want it, but there's a lot of things behind the scenes that prevent that from being actually what you want.
Sure.
Right? And then there's other things that maybe everybody wants what the players are asking for, but there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that prevent that from happening, right? Like everybody wanted a bigger map, but you can't just go.
André
and
Max,
have a map,
para com isso, velho.
right? And then the implications of different items and everything. And
Seus
Joe has to
tróxicos.
fix the meme shot right now, so-
Acabou o patch? Não, a gente tá
Yeah,
esperando eles terminar de conversar ali. Eles estão batendo um papo sobre a atualização ali. Pergunta eu faço pra você, tem um God que tu joga... Ah, lá vem o cara dos craft, mano. Na moral, eu vou te banir da minha live, sai. Porra, vou te dar silence na próxima, eu te bano. Lucas Craft não quer me deixar em paz, cara. Lucas Craft tá me enchendo o saco. Eu acho que ele tá me enchendo da paciência ali. Socorro, Lucas Craft. Lucas Craft tá me enchendo o saco.
Give the people what they have been asking for a long time by way of bigger map, itemization changes, and more that we probably even touched on.
So, from my point of view on the map as well, we've play tested it sometimes, we've been able to give some input to it too. But looking at the map, I'm always interested in where we're going to see the starts. Now, obviously, it feels like the jungle is going to be starting to
speed buff, baby.
But then, where's the support going to start? Is he going to go back to duo at the start? Is he going to do the other side of the jungle at the start? Is he going to join mid laner or solo laner?
And that's another thing that I'm really excited about. There's a game designer, Mark Rosewater, that I really respect. And one of the bigger things that he talks about when it comes to game design is player discovery. And when it comes down to what we looked at Season 4, we've been on that map for so long that players kind of figured it out. Like,
well, there wasn't much left to We saw proxy farming, like, you know, Worlds Light the year before, rather, where Eager were doing the proxy farming in between.
Depois do patch tu vai abrir o PTS, eu vou tentar abrir o PTS
It
sim.
got to the point where you were watching things and Samson's did it. Samson's did it. Like, I remember when they did this before and you're like, oh, I got a new start. You're like, somebody did that before and there was no chance to really do your own thing.
But now everyone's doing it.
Exactly.
And
what was
Does that mean when we actually test this map today and like we do that, we can call it the aggro start? No. If it's a bad start, we can go to the aggro start.
No.
Lucas Craft.
Shoe puns, and I have no frame of reference whatsoever.
I don't understand why.
Why are you looking at my boot? Like, what is
O
with
que tá
this?
acontecendo ali?
So here we have my boot. Like, why? So you went from the zoom into my face to the zoom into my boot. This is why.
Deixa eu colocar meu PTS já pra atualizar aqui, que esses caras estão mexendo o saco.
Features of me. Hey, look, I'm wiggling my toe a little bit. That's my toe.
That's the best cast news of 2019.
You didn't see my backyard wrestling cast yesterday. I had to stream on high-res TV when people were expecting patch notes. It was backyard wrestling.
Oh, fair point. I apologize that you ended up on that shift, by the way. I didn't know what it was like. I would have done it myself.
I actually want to give a shout out. He's at the camera again. I wish.
Ela ficou olhando pro pé do outro ali, eu o PTS tava vendo.
There was. I actually want to give a round of applause.
PTS não tá on? Por que os caras estão falando que o PTS tá on? Faz um vídeo ensinando a baixar o PTS, galera. Vai no Google, digita Smite PTS. É o primeiro link, você baixa lá. Chuchu. Falei de elemento, beleza? Falei Kevlin RL.
You expected more drama.
I have been on the front lines of these types of changes. I was the first one to stream after the Warriors patch.
Yeah.
When Bart had the Warrior tears. I was the first one. I've been there, done that.
Você acha que a Raiz podia diminuir a escala de porcentagem da 2 da Sila? Esse tem que nerfar, né? Eu acho o Totti o deus mais ruim do Smite. Você não acha o Vamana? O Vamana eu acho mais, o mais ruim.
Obviously, it was outside of our control as a studio that we want the patch to go out yesterday. We were all ready for it, you know.
Mais ruim, na minha opinião, o Vamana. Mas o Totti é ruim também. É ruim, outra coisa. É ruim.
There was a lot of unsafe conditions out there. I mean, obviously, I'm English and
I'm from New York.
We come from cold places.
Você ainda faz malha mística no Poseidon? Cara, eu não lembro da vez que eu fiz malha mística no Poseidon, não. Eu fiz malha mística no Poseidon?
In New York, you got a snowplow over the block, this, that, and third. I'm pretty sure there were like 3 snowplows total in Georgia, and it wasn't even the snow, it was the ice.
Yeah.
And there's like a guy with salt in his pocket.
Ah, será? Lógica geek. Será que o Vamana é bem forte com você? Joga uma conquista de Vamana, vamos ver se você vai conseguir jogar.
So, funny anecdote actually. I was like, New York, I can do this. And then as I'm exiting my complex,
eu nunca fiz malha mística. Eu fiz malha mística Poseidon?
Down the ice sheet hill. His car like doesn't spin out, but it's like he has no control, and it goes on the lawn of my front.
Valeu, Michael, obrigado.
And I see the guy in his car, and he's like,
às vezes eu jogo com ele na jungle, disse Lógica Geek. Lógica Geek é o mestre do Vamana, ele falou que o Vamana não precisa ser bufado, ó. Brincadeira, tá, Lógica Geek.
I imagine he came back out and left, but he didn't bother parking. He's like, well, this is my life now.
This is what happened.
Já fez malha mística Poseidon no X1 contra o mágico. Você é tão burro, viu? Você tá falando tanta bosta. Eu fiz malha mística de Serqué contra um Poseidon. Você tá entendendo errado.
I blame aggro.
I'm hearing it's Tina, Finch, Tolly,
I blame Finch.
Taco,
I blame Taco.
Clumsy, Caps, Pom.
Você acha que o Smite tá muito do mesmo? Tipo, as skills não tem real identidade? Não, agora tá melhorando. Acho que agora tá melhorando.
How could Taco and Finch both girls in the mission? Or different mission?
Do you need me to answer this question?
Guanhô.
I think for live TV we should.
Então seria o Baco Deus mais ruim do jogo? Não, você tá doido?
No? Okay.
Por que o Vamana está conversando com o Ruffle? Não é o Vamana. Fez um X1 contra um Thanatos, tem vídeo no canal. Ah, se eu fiz, então tá certo.
I'm having a good time here, Waldorf.
I'm not. I've been here for 2 hours, Stan.
Well, I think it's your own problem. Hey, get the guitar.
Por que você ofende quem te segue? Em momento algum eu ofendi quem me segue, cara. Eu ofendo gente chata, tá ligado? Eu não sou obrigado a ficar, né, respondendo o hater com palavras bonitas, né, amigo? Desculpa, as pessoas legais comentam coisas boas, eu comento coisas boas. Agora a pessoa comenta coisa ruim, eu... vontade de enfiar essa garrafa na bunda dele, né? Mas eu não posso. O bacana não vai parar, não. Agora vai, sei lá, mano, eles estão conversando.
Now this, that's somebody to bring home. What you want? We got aggro in the foreground and Finch in the background. Take your guess.
Yo, that's a dope explanation of that. It is aggro and Finch.
That's exactly what it is, dude.
You notice how aggro's got a weapon to make himself feel a little bit stronger because he's against Finch.
Aggro's on his way up right now with that weapon and he's gonna kill us both.
See up in the background. I like that one. The Scott. Now that is a good dog.
I saw you saying good dog before, and I said, good dog.
I'm glad you said that because I thought you were going to turn and go. And I was going to say.
E aí, bom, beleza.
I mean, it's a robot.
Salve, Zacusa.
Shouts to MC Chris, but it is a dog.
Ué, é a vida, né, velho?
Let's talk about the actual god, though. Arlong Shen.
What about Arlong Shen?
Oh, it's not Arlong Shen?
I mean, that'd be gender bent if it was.
I'm giving a high
Bufa minha conta bancária, nós tô precisando mesmo, na moral.
Should we just do that now? Just like, pretend if someone's just tuned in to patches, we put a skin on live.
Faz outro vídeo mostrando como ganhar gema assistindo a live. Nunca ganhei nada, mas é nesse vídeo aí que você tem a dica. Não é que tipo você vai ganhar, né? Você tem que ter sorte pra ganhar. Parou de jogar HOTS, parei um tempinho.
But on her's the lion.
Kukulkan is a freaking snake lizard, dude. And you went, that's Kukulkan? At least Anher's got legs.
That's the joke. I'm going extremely bizarre. Like the late 90s song, How Bizarre, How Bizarre. Do they have that in the UK?
Yeah.
Manda um salve pro Namikaze Celo, jogador da Chasers aí. Namikaze Celo. Salve. Jogador da Chasers. Acho que eu vou jogar Chasers esse ano. Vou montar um time pra disputar Chasers. Meu time vai ser 5 guardiões. Mentira, vai ser 5 guardiões não. Vão ser 3 guardiões e 2 guerreiros no meu time. Full defesa, malha mística pra todo lado. Regaçando. E aí, nego drama. O que você faz se removerem a malha mística? Lucas Craft voltou. Vou dar timeout nele. Salve pro Deus meu Deus, o que é isso, cara? Deus Alvem. Que é isso? Vai ter campeonato 2vs2 nos VIPs? É, eu quero fazer, mas eu não tô com tempo pra organizar não. Eu joguei fora, Bomber.
Okay, this is Thoth.
No, Kuzabel.
But there's a bird.
It's a name.
No, the name. Oh!
See what I was doing there?
Só chegou a montar um time, sério, não tô zoando, montar um time. Vão ser 3 guardiões, 2 guerreiros. Ou 3 guerreiros, 2 guardiões. E a gente vai lotar de defesa, tá ligado? Pensando em montar um time, muito louco.
High-res guitar, especially.
High-res guitar. Well, now, so here's the thing. If I were to play guitar,
Fiz Serqué tanque hoje, o povo reclamou tanto que peguei tanque, mas fiz mais que o time inteiro. A Serqué tanque funciona, cara. Ainda joga Overwatch? Jogo.
I was
Falei,
gonna
Denis.
sing the patch notes.
Olha o removo que eu fiz pro Sunil Kong. A2 dele cura 5% pra cada inimigo atingido. Máximo 5 stacks. A3 em forma de tigre atravessa minions e a forma de águia atravessa paredes. Não, tá aí, ô Leoninho. Aí você tá... Porra. Aí eu vou te quicar da minha live, cara. Tá OP. Não, acho que o único buff que tem que fazer no Sunil Kong é a 3 dele atravessar minions em formato de tigre. Só isso. Porra, atravessar a parede de águia, mano. Que isso? Aí você tá me trollando, né?
This is the whole thing.
Em forma de águia através da parede. Só ult agora e seu clone retorna ao Sunil Kong e ele ganha 20% de mitigação. Que é isso, Ironinho? O personagem tá OP, velho.
That's your whole thing?
Nova passiva. Abaixo de 30% de HP, o Sunil Kong ganha 20 de proteções físicas e mágicas. Não, Ironinho. Que é isso? Mais 10 de poder físico?
Alright.
Tá OP esse
So
Sunil
we're
Kong.
gonna have some questions. Do you have the answers? Hinderman.
My questions and the answers are both on the sheet on the floor.
Well, here's one question from Dragon Killer 65.
E aí,
All
The
of those
Daniels.
items you were talking about, will they help me stay alive? Because it seems like you guys have had a heavy hand looking at tanks and supports.
Por que esses caras estão enchendo o saco aqui desse jeito, velho? Vou
So I
pensar
ask you
também.
one more time, what is the reason? Alright, so basically, guys, we've obviously been solid for a little bit of time.
No, really? No, we haven't.
Playtest will commence.
25 years of my life is to
Unfortunately, we would not be
try
able
to
to
get
show you
up
guys
there.
a Season 5
Great
videos.
Reason
hill
being
of
is
hope.
because if we try
Fala aí,
to do this, it's
Emerson.
going to take valuable time away from
For
you
the
guys to get to the
destination.
That's the actual reason. I'm not giving a crap. It's just like
I
I'm
realized
taking more time to try
quickly
and get
when
this
you had
live
shoes
game
that
for
a
you guys.
road was
Instead,
made
in a
out of
better
a
position.
brother
AJ's joining us though.
man.
Hey,
Right
welcome
now.
back.
AJ,
Forever
Any
done.
questions that we wanted to go
go
over?
through it. Yeah, if you tell them now.
That we're gonna maybe hold for some social media, but since we have some time, I thought we'd talk about them. So
Será que agora eles vão
I have them
mostrar
here.
alguma coisa?
I don't have my pon to back me up, but you guys can.
I'll back you up.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't
We'll
do
see.
that. Don't do that.
Respeito o Vamana que ele toca violão.
Stealth asked for some questions from the community a couple days ago on Twitter, so we're gonna do a couple of those.
E aí,
So,
Fabrício,
first
beleza?
question.
Falei, JR.
when will we be getting the updated UI?
Never.
That's from Rava21.
Never.
That is incorrect.
This is why I don't.
Ah, agora eles vão responder questões da
Well, I'm answering
comunidade.
I got an idea.
Come on to it.
Why don't we all slide down?
Quando vocês vão fazer um update na
That sounds
interface
great.
do jogo?
So, no, new UI is a really big thing that we want to do this year. We are working on it right now. We plan on having it done in the first half of the year. I don't want to give exact patch dates. We're looking somewhere around like well before mid-season.
Right. Okay.
And we're going to start with the client-side UI. So that's everything outside of a match. So when you log into Smite, you'll see completely
Ele acabou de falar que eles estão já trabalhando numa nova interface do jogo, que essa nova interface deve vir na primeira metade do ano, mas ainda não tem nenhuma data e vamos aguardar aí o que vai vir, né?
Hint as to what the art will look like. Any sort of style? Is it Western themed with cactuses? Or
Yeah, we're still working on the art style. We're still working on the art style.
Percebeu que não mostraram alguns itens? Esse patch note dele está todo errado, velho.
Godly.
Okay.
So we're looking towards things that are a little. I think we're looking at a little bit.
Se ver os vídeos que eu te mandei depois, hoje tem música,
A little
eles
bit
quiser
of
eu canto pra
influence
você.
from the conquest map, but not too much. That's hard to environment directly
Yeah.
integrating with UI. But you're going to see a little bit less of that kind of celestial and a little bit more rooted in mythology.
Perfect. That's exactly where I was going. And
Yeah.
That's a classic like art discussion where the map will look like the UI.
Se ficar muito OP, só nerfar, mas já tá OP, ô
Yeah, I
Ironia.
wouldn't
Se
say
não
they look
acontecer,
like
não
each other.
pode
We're just
fazer
gonna be
isso.
using
cara.
the same themes to inspire them. So,
So
you
the
know,
splash screens, basically. is what you were
grandeur,
mentioning there.
myth, etc. So, next question.
So where in the house asks, and I love that it's where like warehouse, very clever name. He asks.
Vai ter nova arena? Vai, mas não agora.
Yeah, so let me have my notes here just so I get things right. The answer is yes. There will be matchmaking agreements in Season 5. And we've already started with some of those.
We have?
Yeah, so
Tell me more.
we're going to continue Project Olympus. It's going to be an important initiative over the year. We
E aí,
wanna
sobre o
keep
Metsus
making
Makes?
the game better, not through just adding
Curte
mods
Imagine
and
Dragons?
and skins, but also just through improving
Nunca
things
ouvi,
that
eu
already
acho.
exist. So
Eu
we're
já
gonna
devo
keep
ter
up
ouvido,
with
mas não
Project
sei se é
Olympus, and
Imagine.
matchmaking is going to
Acho
be
que
a big
não.
part of that. So first thing we're going to do is look at
Tinha que ser a interface da primeira season. Pode ser uma interface baseada nela, seria legal.
To the matchmaking team, the like genius programmers that are down there monitoring all of the back end and everything happening. They're watching these matches every day. Like, people are always paying attention. I know people like to send us things. They see that. They already see that.
Sure.
They know how the matches are working. They know the queue times. They know all this, and they're going to keep working on that and adjusting the algorithm and formula to keep getting it better. So one thing we've already did, this happened around 4.2.5, was we implemented a change to the code that's going to get your queue times better. Shorter queue times.
Oh, short queue times, but
Yes.
matchmaking
But with matchmaking at the same quality.
at least. I'm
Yes.
then hoping to.
And then going forward, we've already started on this.
Okay.
So it's not live yet.
Canta What's Up,
We'll
Not
probably
For
go live
No
in
Blondes.
a
Acabei de
matches,
cantar,
but we
cara.
are looking to optimize our formula and our algorithm even better to increase match qualities.
Okay.
So we've already started. We've ramped up personnel on it.
Sure.
We've already implemented one change, and we have.
Manda salve pro
Okay.
Winchester
So it's gonna be a big
Swag.
season. I mean, we really want to make sure we
Please.
continue to look at this throughout the whole year.
Okay. Next up. Next question is from Production's not queuing.
Fred E. Krueger.
Freddy Krueger.
Wow, that's a good name. I've
Yeah.
never heard of that before. It sounds kind of scary.
Will hunters have less cookie cutter builds in season 5?
Qual que é a pergunta? Mostra aí na tela aí.
Doesn't necessarily guarantee that, does it?
It doesn't guarantee it, I guess.
Yeah.
We thought this was a good question because obviously our goal is always to get diversity. We want
Sure.
diversity in builds. We want diversity in god picks. But I think it's interesting because I think Hunter is one of the classes that generally gets like solved. Like the best DPS build usually gets calculated
Well,
out.
it's more about damage than survivability with that.
Right. So that'll happen. But I
Yeah.
think the way we've introduced some specific counter items, the way we adjusted.
Manda salve pro Aloísio, ele é seu fã. Salve pro Aloísio.
Crit in line, the way penetration
Quem pediu foi o
and,
Carlos
Kins is
com
only
K.
better against tanky targets, gonna
E
give
Ignoma,
everything
tô
a
bem,
little bit
você?
more fair playing field. So, you know, we hope that we'll see more of that. But
Brother
of all the classes that generally
Rudolph,
tend to get
man.
a solved build, Hunter is the
Is
one,
the
right?
quickest one,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, what other questions we got?
We got some more. We got some more. So the next question by Shattered City
Ooh.
is how will characters with low mobility be able to compete with high mobility characters on the new Conquest map?
Some of them we just buffed them, I believe. Did we?
Right, so a lot of low mobilities, base movement speed is actually really strong. And a really interesting thing is that leaps and dashes are strong, but being able to move fast for a longer period of time is really strong. And although it might not feel
Pergunta, cara, como que os
yeah,
personagens com mobilidade devagar vão
those are
competir
very
com os personagens
So a
com
couple of
alta
those,
mobilidade
really low characters
no
we buffed
novo
movement
mapa da
speed, which is a
conquista?
step ahead. Like I also
E aí, como é que vai
illustrated
ser?
the Madagascar change. We're gonna look at gods that start overperforming
Faz
with
sentido, né,
mobility,
cara? Como que os personagens com baixa mobilidade vão competir com personagens com alta mobilidade nesse novo mapa?
But maybe some of their damage comes down because they have that sort of
Well, yeah. Well, we're gonna look at gods.
Você acha de
with mobility,
Stranger Things
look to increase cooldowns,
overrated?
mobility, unless there's
Não é
other
uma
reasons,
série
like
que
one
não
of them's
é uma
high
série
stakes,
que não tem nada demais.
just that too. And then immobile
Na
gods,
minha
they tend
opinião.
to have things to compensate already. You know, they have very high damage or a unique niche role they can play.
Quem
We'll
gosta
look to play up that as we
de
go.
Os Goonies, Falei Sentir o
You know, we
Negão,
also see things
é...
with the rotations
Conta
and the way the map is larger. A lot of
Comigo,
people have been theorizing
vai gostar da
about
série, a
rotations
série é
do
legal,
well
mas
too,
é,
'cause
pra
you
mim
won't
é
just
overrated.
need to constantly
Deveria
rotate
acabar
and
nessa
clear
segunda
within your
temporada.
team all the time. You can actually stay
Canta
hard
Bob
to just clear a
Meta.
couple things and be just as efficient. So in many ways, not my
Eu
favorite of
já
the characters. So
vou
really gonna have to just see how it shakes out. It's gonna be exciting.
botar
I think that's one of the biggest points that you just made.
Se
is
tu
that
me
a
quicar da
lot
live,
of-
vou te
a
mandar
lot of
nudes
these
no privado lá no
glitches, a lot of
Face.
them are
Ei,
real, just
Teroni,
have
vou te
fun,
quicar.
which is
Quiquei.
a lot of fun about season 5.
Eu
There's
uso
a lot that
Shaibon.
we gotta see actually happen.
Just for games like Smite, you can try to theorize things, but there's always like a counter or a stage 2, and you go, well, actually, if this is stronger, that thing you think will be stronger will actually be worse.
Bora
And
Squad no
you
PUBG,
go in
que PUBG?
circles for a long time. So
Para
we
com
really, we
isso,
will
cara.
often try to look
Para
at
com isso, vira
multiple
homem, porra.
paths. This path will make this
Porra.
viable, this path will make this viable. But of course, someone can always counter it this
Porra.
way. We see this very.
O que vocês acham de
early
Stranger
in the network,
Things?
so, you know,
Vocês
that's
que
why we do
assistem
rely on the
Stranger
actual
Things.
results more so than the theory crap.
Vocês gostam de Stranger Things? É a melhor série de todos os
Oh,
tempos.
yeah.
Balance frequently feels like, yeah, we'll make this tweak over here, and then 5 minutes later down the line.
Sabe que isso que vão dar 75 vitórias dos splits? Falei, Neonato, tô fora
All
disso,
you
cara.
want to do is just do the whole thing.
Yeah, I know, right?
O que você tá achando da quarta temporada
Smite is a better game, I would say.
I would say so.
de Foram? O que é
Alright,
isso?
Next question.
Quarta temporada de
Were you
Foram?
more
O que é isso,
cautious
Foram?
with what you buffed
Salve, Leoc.
and changed in season 5?
2019 tem a terceira temporada. Deveria acabar esse Stranger Things aí, que já tá nada de Things, nada de Strange,
Well, we
tudo
already-
de
we did the
enrolação.
mobility one, right? Did I get
No,
ahead
no,
of it?
no, you're right.
Okay.
You're right. Handyman is wrong.
Cool.
Just play
It was
production,
just a
don't play
moment.
I've only seen that. Production rules.
Tá igual
So,
Lost.
We were definitely
Tá igual Lost
more
esses
cautious,
Stranger
as you can
Things.
see, as you've seen the notes now. We didn't do
Quando vai ter
a lot
skin
of
do Thanos?
overhauls of specific
Nessa nova
gods. We
atualização.
didn't do quite as many big buffs and nerfs. We wanted to really target things.
Okay.
So we looked at the gods that were clearly overperforming in HRX. We looked at some gods with some mobility issues. We looked at some gods with some key
É
things
Gotham?
on shift.
Ah, Gotham tá
We
legal,
did those
poxa.
things.
Aparecendo novos
Really, like I said,
vilões
with
e
so
tal.
many things
Fala em
changing,
Chester, beleza?
We want to see how things play out. So, you know, I can expect 5-2, 5-3. You know, maybe not 5-2 because we'll still be really fresh on the data there. And
Vê se você existe no Akinator. Eu existo. Nossa, chegou visita,
a little bit
cara.
bigger than your average balance patch because we'll still be the dust will be settling from
Nossa.
the changes.
Can I ask why we're 5-1 and not 5-0?
It's just always been like that.
I had that issue.
Eu os
5-1. I think it's nice to start at
Bota
1
roxa.
because that makes sense. It's the first
Eu
patch
os
of the new season, like 5.0.
Todos
I
os
mean,
dias.
you know, I think it's more of something we've done a long time ago. Someone made this decision, so it could be confusing
Porra,
to have
visita
1
essa
year where it's
hora,
1
numa
and the
Yeah.
other.
No, I thought
quinta-feira,
there was just
velho.
an actual reason. It was
I thought it
only
was
half
Cis, porque você tem muito hater?
Maybe
Porque eu
the internal
falo o que eu
was
penso,
5.0.
né,
I actually
cara?
had no idea.
No, I don't know. Like, you know, a lot of times in programming, you do start at 0 and count up from there.
Well, when you build a building, you skip number 13, right? So, like, different idiosyncrasies.
I guess so.
Anyone?
I like 5-1 because it's the first.
There you go, that's
Clear
fine.
that we're
That's
doing. Yeah, so not the 0th, but you know. Okay, that's yeah, we talked about that and that and that. Okay,
Are we done?
so we have one more question. One more.
Let's go.
How does the map affect globals like Mercury and Apollo?
What?
We talked about this a little bit already. It's good to reiterate. So you know,
Ai, meu
mobility will
Deus.
be but there's counters to that. And there's also those intangible features that I mentioned. So there's a lot more tree cover. So if you don't have wards around, you could lose sight, and you're not going to be able to hit those Rama snipes as easily because you won't be able to clearly see those gods. There's more things in the jungle. You've got the fog, you've got the trees, you've got the tall landmarks. That's gonna make those ultimates a little harder to hit. They're not just going to be straight up better. Also, if you think of things in relative distance, like how far Thor has to run from his speed buff before he can ult and still hit duo lane, he's got to run further. So it's still good, but it's got a slight counter effect to it, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, not all globals are created equal.
Very true.
I think the Athena ultimate is probably a little bit more powerful than the Thor ultimate.
True global.
And Mercury, I mean, talk about like hitting stuff up in the jungle, right?
I was gonna say
Much
Mercury-
less.
Mercury's gonna struggle a little bit in the jungle because of the buffs, so not as clear sight as they once were.
But the lane.
But the lane in mid is definitely a better gang path for him because it's
Yeah, exactly. He might, and you know, and that's okay. And if that happens, we'll look to adjust him specifically in other ways to bring him back. He can always use more damage, right? The biggest punches in sliding away from me.
I thought you were
I was trying to push him
Yeah,
off of the...
you know, so a lot of these we just want to kind of reiterate. These were really good questions from the community. Like they hit on our key balance goals, and you know our project team's goals. Yeah, matchmaking is a priority to us. It really is. So I want to make that clear that that's going to be something we're focusing on throughout the year, and we're going to have tangible changes to it.
Okay.
One slightly off topic question in the chat was just spam, and we've actually answered this already. I want to make sure we hit it as the ally section.
Oh, it's there. Oh, yeah. It is now perched atop the entrance of the order base, directly between those two phoenixes, I believe, where he got his famous pentakill.
I think we were actually going to
So it's there.
game the spectator.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it is there. It looks great. It's bigger. I think we scaled it up a little
Lucas,
higher.
Lucas Craft
So
chegou.
right amongst the rest of the gods.
Ai, que merda.
It's actually really scary.
Galera, eu vou ter que encerrar. Não sei se eu consigo voltar hoje ainda, porque eu não vou continuar fazendo live com esse... Enfim. Assistam os vídeos no canal. Amanhã tem mais. Eu não sei se eu vou conseguir voltar hoje. E é isso. Obrigado a todo mundo que assistiu. Tem vídeo novo lá no canal, assiste lá.
Yes, after
E
this,
é isso.
I will be working with Stealth and Isaiah to be doing answering questions. We'll be on Twitter and Reddit AMA answering your questions about the new
Vou
patch.
nessa.
So go
Fui.
ahead.